Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report, brought to you by SNORTBUCKS Coffee Company, the best beverage company. Let's go. How you guys doing? As you may have noticed, we're starting to kind of get things kicked back off. We're starting with the month of May because, you know, why not? And whatnot, and we'll see how things go from there. Now, at the time that I'm recording this, I have no clue when this is actually going to go out, but it is what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and keep recording, and if you get to see them, you get to see them, and if you don't, then eventually, hopefully, you'll get to see these. So it is what it is. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 videos that are going to actually make up our broadcast, so that should be fun. Right. Let's put that there. Sorry, I'm trying to do it. They already have the settings set up for me, but I must have messed up something. Alright, cool. So, we're going to have 3 videos that are going to round up our broadcast, all brought to us by Burnell, because, yeah, that's what we do here. First video will be, let's see here, DSP, begging to continue the vest streak, Nioh 2, 253 failures. Oh my god! Oh shit! I'm sorry, 253 failures so far, and Phlegmatic Saulty Gouter. This is. I'm sorry. Oh shit! All right, Phlegmatic, by the way. So Saulty Gouter. Sorry. God damn, that was hilarious. These titles are amazing. This is from May 3rd of 2020. Second video will be DSP. Tons of grease on headphones. Viewers' disability, Gouty Ear, and Evil Online. This is from May 4th of 2020. And the last video to round out our broadcast, DSP, my throat problem started on Project 7. No matter what I do, they give me money, and legally advised. This was also from May 4th of 2020, just in case I accidentally said March 4th in the last one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not hold off. Let's just go ahead and get into the broadcast proper, and we'll see what comes out of it. Hopefully, you guys are doing well and whatnot. It feels really good to be back on the channel yet again, and so on and so forth. And as you guys may have heard in the last broadcast, hopefully if it went up, we're gonna have to push the quarterly meeting. We're gonna basically just skip over the first quarter meeting, and we're gonna move it to the second. And we'll go ahead and see what you guys like, what you don't like, and I'll give you guys some ideas of what the plans are moving forward because of the hang-up we've been dealing with for like the last 2 months or however long it's been. It seems like a really long time. And we'll just move forward from there and whatnot. I'll give you guys some ideas on some future plans and some stuff that I have worked out. For any of you guys who are from the Fight Club channel, you guys generally have an idea of what the situation is. The quarterly meeting over there will also be skipped, and when I record one for this channel, I'll record one for over there as well. That's basically it, guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and get into the situation, because that's what you guys are waiting for, as we are slowly but surely rebuilding the SNORTBUCKS coffee brand over on this channel and whatnot. As we're slowly rebuilding this here, hopefully you guys at least take something away from it from an entertainment standpoint. Maybe, hopefully, we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snort Report. This is DSP News, always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Network and Productions. You guys all know the slogan. I don't smell no bacon cooking. We're about to get onto that like right now. Okay, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to watch me work. Oh boy.
Play the game! warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the first video that will start off our broadcast, yet again, brought to us by Burnell. Oh, excuse me. Let's get it together. DSP. DSP. Begging to continue the vest streak. Nioh 2. 253 failures so far. Phlegmatic Saulty Gouter. Sorry. Phlegmatic Saulty Gouter. This is from May 3rd of 2020. Now, first things first. Oh my god. I'm really glad, really glad that either Phil embraced it or people convinced Phil to use the death counter. Now, Phil says that he doesn't care about the death counter, it's to my understanding, and that when he dies, you know, he just wants to jump back in and continue again and again and again and again and again. Okay, fair enough. But in actuality, you might as well have a death counter. To be honest, if you're so smart, right, and if you enjoy playing the game and whatnot, running into a problem and then, you know, being able to overcome that problem, right? Wouldn't you be somewhat interested on how many times you're dying to see how long it takes you to actually overcome that problem or to solve it? Excuse me, or whatever the case may be. One would think that. Two, it also makes it a bit more engaging, excuse me, for the audience, the people that are actually watching you, Phil. You know what I'm saying? Watching how many times it takes you to die. And then comparing that to when they play the game themselves. There's all kinds of things that kind of come up and out of that. And I think in a lot of ways, he's doing it to show, he's using the death counter as a way of trying to deter people from doing this is how you don't play. Because obviously most this is how you don't plays have a death counter as well. He thinks if I do it myself, it's no big deal. But if it's also my understanding that during this playthrough in particular, but it isn't exclusive to this playthrough, that Phil kind of sponges the death counter. He's usually, I think on this playthrough here, he's off by like 7, I think, compared to what SNORTBUCKS' death counter is. Excuse me. In other playthroughs where he dies plenty of times and he actually has a death counter, he sponges that too after a little while. You know what I mean? To make it not seem so bad. But you're already in like the 200s at this point. So who cares really? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who cares? And yet again, Phil doesn't take this shit seriously. You know what I mean? He looks at it as, oh, it's easy money. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all kid games. I've been saying that for a while. So with that being said, I mean, why feel anything about anything? You're known for failing online. Just embrace that shit and keep it moving. You went so far to go ahead and implement a death counter, so you might as well just go ahead and go all in. Anyway, let's go. Let's see how this all works out.
Well, that was fast. That was fucking fast. Shit.
Okay, so SNORTBUCKS' death counter, which is the real death counter, is at 229. Phil is 216. God damn, Phil. He's skewing that shit by a lot, trying to hold on to his pathetic pride. That's hurtful. That is hurtful. Take notes, kids. Take notes.
One hit, he literally hit me once and I died. A single hit.
Well, everyone in the stream chat saying, oh, lag, salt, lag, salt, salt, lag, salt. What hilarious.
What? Okay. Completely unseeable. Completely invisible. Positive reveal, cheers. So where's Jasper at? I've explained to you guys. Jasper is fine. He's in the house. But since I had to turn on the air conditioner, the door has to remain closed in the office.
Any pet that I get would never be allowed in my office ever. Unless I'm highly supervising them. So the cat comes in for 5 minutes to be on stream or whatever. Okay, you guys can see the cat on stream and it hangs out. Then it's get the fuck out. Because I can't babysit a cat while I'm trying to play a game or record a stream, you know.
Wait, so Jasper's not allowed in the room at the moment because he has his let me actually move this here. Because he has his space air conditioner on and the door has to be closed. Well, why can't Jasper just stay in there then for a little while? And then on your first break you just let him out? Why not do that? Or right when you get to a point where you're so frustrated that you want to go ahead and read cheers and donations, and you see the little guy wants to leave, let him out then. That's not actually an excuse. Because if that's the case, then why is he okay with letting him come in at night during the night streams on that rare occasion when Jasper shows up? Even if it is cooler at night, if he's going to use it as his excuse, Phil usually has it running at night as well. So what's the difference? That's a weird flex.
So annoying. Annoying because I'm trying to concentrate on one guy, but the game keeps changing by targeting twice there. When I was trying to hit the little guy, it targeted the big guy, which I didn't do. It just auto did it by itself, which is really stupid. That gets us up to $95 in tips today, guys. So we are very close to hitting the Vest Street goal now. Thank you, Silent Bob. I appreciate you coming by and supporting. That's right, it's very possible he saw the tweet that I said I was returning from break, and, you know, the Vest Streak might be in jeopardy today, because here we were coming back from break, you know, only a little over an hour left, and we weren't even close to hitting the goal. Like I said, I think what's happening is, people are not taking for granted that the Vest Streak is going to continue, and so, people who maybe would pay attention aren't really paying attention.
Let me jump in. First things first. This whole Vest Streak thing is a farce anyway, but semantics. I thought doesn't Phil preach and whatnot and whatever pig snout Latin that he uses, that, you know what I'm saying, he's surprised that it made it this far. If it ends, it ends. It's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? They had a good run. He never thought it was going to get this far. You know, whatever happens, happens. But now you're on Twitter. You went ahead on Twitter and announced that you need the pay piggies to assemble so they can come and help save the Vest Streak. And then you're going to cap that off with saying, well, I feel like people are taking the Vest Streak for granted and they forget about it, and that's why they need to really come out and support if they want it to keep going. But theoretically, Phil doesn't care whether the Vest Streak continues to go forward or not. He's glad it made it as far as it did, which I think it ended at 773, if I'm correct. He's glad that it made it as far as it did, but it's not mandatory. It's just something that's happening. It's something that people have pushed for and kept going. If it ends, it ends. It's no big deal. He's preached that to us. And he said it himself that he's like, you know, whatever happens, happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it goes, it goes. But now he's sitting here saying people are taking it for granted. And if it ends up failing, just as SNORTBUCKS has up there, it's going to be the pay pig's fault. I told you guys, well, for you guys who have been over there with me on the second channel, I told you guys he became dependent on that money. I've told you he's become dependent on that money. And not only that, but he's dependent on the streak itself. Because it's for the first time in a long time, up until 73, obviously, he has something that he was doing that was successful and consistent. Two things that Dark Side Phil is not. And whenever whenever he starts something and it's doing well for a little while and it starts to falter, what is it that Phil says? You guys are taking this for granted. You guys are taking me for granted, thinking that this is always going to be here, and it's not. You need to support this for this to keep going. If not, it's going to go away. He said that about Patreon. Go back to 2017 and you go back and listen to some of his Patreon rants. It mirrors this to some degree. Oh well. Riveting nonetheless, right?
Which is fine. Again, I'm not saying that it's a big deal if the Vest Streak doesn't continue. I'm just telling it's fine if it doesn't. But I'm just saying I know some people would actually be upset if the Vest Streak didn't continue, and then be mad at me that, oh, why didn't you tell us what was going on, you know? Alright, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, why would they need to tell you that when, one, shouldn't they be on the stream watching you right now? Two, they know that the Vest Streak is a day-to-day thing and whatnot. So they should already know that. That shouldn't even be a point of conjecture. That's just how it is. 3, more importantly, if the vest streak ends, then the vest streak ends. Just start it over later. Just start again from 1 and see if they can either meet the previous vest goal or beat it. So, like, for example, if Phil was an honest individual, which he's not, but if he was, but he's not, but if he was, he would go ahead and say, hey guys, the vest streak ended at 73. We had a great run. And, let's say in a week, we're going to start the vest streak again. And we're going to see if we can match it. And kind of make it a game within a game, if you will. And play upon it off that. I mean, realistically, he could start the next day if he wanted, but, you know, I'm just going to try to be reasonable about it and say just start it a week later. And just do that. It's not completely unfounded. And people might actually rally to it because you give them something to work towards. That's the whole reason why the vest streak works in general, is the fact that you're giving people something to work towards. With all of his previous not vest goals, but tip goals, there was no payoff. Like, no real payoff. You know what I'm saying? They're not working towards anything. Yeah, you got a goal up there for $200 or $100 or whatever the case may be, but so what? At the end of this, though, at the end of the vest streak, for example, they're actually getting something for their money. However minute or insignificant as it may be, they're still getting something. So you would think for someone who lies to people all day, he would at least understand the psychology behind that. Oh well. Let's continue.
Lunaball just tipped $2, and BWT56 tipped $5, so the streak continues. That's $7 more. That gets us up to $102 in tips, guys. Thank you, guys. Yes, the streak does continue. 57. Very nice. All right. Okay, good. Oh no. So, it was an annoying enemy gauntlet. I had no idea it was going to be an annoying enemy gauntlet. There was no way to tell. And as soon as you go to fight one guy, the other one spawns. My fucking keyboard stopped working. The other guy spawned. Super annoying.
Wait, let's talk about that a little bit. First off, you're in a game where you have to engage multiple targets at once. At times, anyway. Did he expect them just to all come at him one at a time? And he does this for almost every game like this. He expects the enemies to come at him one at a time. If they start to kind of crowd him or rush him, he considers that cheating in some strange way. Very strange. Secondly, so we have that keyboard, right? That wireless keyboard that he keeps bitching and complaining about and has been whining about for like the last 2 years. You're on a 53 vest streak, I believe. So you've made $5,300 off these people. And you still haven't just went on Amazon, for example, and order yourself a $20 Logitech keyboard and mouse combo. Really? And you use that thing every day. So, and you have the money to do it. Like, you literally have the money to do it. Because he made $100 right here, and then he made $100 earlier in the day. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, shows you the commitment that Darkside Phil has to this shit. This shows you the commitment that he has to his business. This is the commitment that he has to the people who come to watch his content and basically digest it or devour it. That's what that is. Where this literal piece of snot, right, wouldn't even throw up $22 and probably 87 cents to get himself a new wireless keyboard and mouse combo. He's going to wait. I'm surprised he hasn't just put that on his Amazon wish list. Have someone else buy it. Oh, well. I mean, they buy everything else. They might as well. They bought the PS4 Pro. They bought the TV, allegedly. They bought him the Sega Genesis Mini. He's trying to get people in our current timeline, trying to get them to buy the TurboGrafx 16 for him. The guy's fucking useless.
Super fucking annoying. What the fuck? Unbelievable. That little guy followed me through all of that to fuck up my combo against the skeleton, and then when I go to hit him, the skeleton hits me from behind. What a piece of fucking shit.
Was 100% solved.
Nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I have to kill the sniper first. When I kill him, it immediately spawns the other guy. What the fuck? This is really stupid. I couldn't transform. I tried twice. I couldn't transform. I tried twice. It didn't do anything. He just kind of stood there. Oh my god.
I can be good at games if I want to. If I actually want to take a minute to try to be serious with it, I can do it.
He really can't. I'm sorry, he really can't. Even when he's in try-hard mode in Super Turbo, you know what I'm saying? Or in Street Fighter in general, really, he's getting cleaned up. You know what I'm saying? He's getting cleaned up. Like where he used to be, I wouldn't say dominant, but when the Street Fighter streams were usually just scrubs after scrubs after scrubs, feeding into Phil's ego, for example, now it's not so easy anymore. And not just in Super Turbo, which is supposed to be his bread and butter, and theoretically, wink wink, nudge nudge, oink oink, he's supposed to be winning every match. But he doesn't even want to play Third Strike anymore, to my understanding, because he's getting his ass handed to him by a couple of people, but one individual who stands out above the else. Can't wait till we get to that video, because goddamn, that dude's been working him over. And then, like, your time's almost up. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a gamer, like, you're expired, or you're almost expired, right? Like, either you're really, really, really gonna try, or you're gonna do something else, or you can just continue to keep failing, but then stop bitching about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as well, I guess it's kind of entertaining depending on how he goes about it. But, like, just accept it. Matter of fact, just accept it for what it is. You're really bad at games. People are gonna come and watch the trash fire, as they're doing already, and just accept it. You're never gonna be better at anything. You know what I mean? Like, this is your peak. Or, sorry, in actuality, like 2013, 2014 was his peak. And that's it. You're never gonna get better at anything. You don't care to get better. You know what I mean? Why bother? Why even try at this point? You know what I mean? Just play games terribly. People are going to shit on you. Accept it and just keep it moving. And collect as much sympathy bucks and or shekels as you can. Like, just accept it for what it is. Like, you're never going to be able to... You'll never be able to outdo any of this. Like, his failure is so ingrained, I think, in gamer culture, even if it is just to a small demographic, that he could never fix it. And anybody from the outside looking in, watching this trash fire, right, as an outside observer, is going to look at it the same way. Like, yeah, this guy's really terrible. He's really, really fucking terrible. And then they move on. Like, you know what I'm saying? You sit around, you laugh at it for a little while, and then you go ahead and move on to someone who knows what the fuck they're doing. But Phil's never going to be looked at as that go-to person when it comes to gaming. Because what can he provide? He can't even learn from his own mistakes. What is anybody else going to learn from him outside of someone pointing it out? Or just simple common sense? You know what I mean? Like, and when I think of Phil's failure in games, especially with something like this here, it just kind of goes to show he's not someone who learns and who can absorb information and then apply it in a very practical way. Like, he can't do that. Like, for whatever reason, whether it's because of he's just kind of slow, or if it's his ego, or whatever the case may be. He would rather drag his feet at everything. Now, with that being said, Phil is also known for sandbagging. He's someone known to purposely fail, right, to stretch a stream out. That's not something unfounded, and it's not something that's unusual. So you have to take that into account as well. A lot of, especially like if you used to watch, or if you do watch, any of LSB's, obviously Dark Day Mirrors, or Tevin streams on certain games, especially during the day, he will go ahead and fail at a particular area or at a particular part over and over and over again, leading up to the end of the stream, and then he beats it. And then there you go. Okay, guys, you know, we're all done with this. I'll see you guys tomorrow about that, but then the night stream is such and such. So he can give himself some type of inflated title. You know what I'm saying after a grueling experience, I finally beat such and such at this particular point. Phil's known for that. He's good for that. So, just something to keep in mind.
can't move! Can't move. Unfucking believable. This is so fucking annoying. Again, I've told you guys a million times, the reason I feel that this game is annoying is not because it's challenging, it's because they do shit like this. Let's set up a room where you have to fight a million guys in a tiny proximity. You can't see what's going on because the camera sucks. It's yokai realm, so you can't see what's going on. It's just like thing on top of thing on top of thing. It's just not fun.
Basically,
But isn't that supposed to be the challenge though? Maybe he doesn't know what challenge means. I don't know.
here's a whiny baby.
They purposely made certain side stages in this game insanely annoying for the sake of saying, oh, that's a challenge. No, that challenge, it just annoys the fuck out of the player. There's a big difference between, oh, well, a cool boss that's different from everything else in the game and it's challenging versus, oh, look, something that's insanely overpowered and stupid because they made it so many insurmountable odds.
But the insurmountable odds are supposed to be the challenge. Secondly, you said that, you know what I'm saying, oh, a brand new boss, you know what I'm saying, that this is new, this is going to be, you know, this will be challenging or whatnot. But this is the same individual who bitches and complains about, well, why is the boss like this? None of the other bosses were like this. How was I supposed to fight this dude? It's not my fault. I did nothing wrong. We've heard that before when engaging in air quote new bosses. He's so bad.
Fucking dumb.
My mouth is full of salt.
I can't move! Again! I couldn't move! I tried, it wouldn't move.
I mean, you were getting hit. Let's be honest. Like, when he was, like, he got hit and he kept getting knocked back and the person comboed and or chained those attacks. Just saying.
There's nothing I can do. I see him attacking, I say, okay, I'm gonna dodge to the side, and I'm gonna try to use some magic. Doesn't work, I just get hit. Stun lock combo. Fucking stupid as fuck stun lock combo. Yeah, you did enough damage. Wow. Okay, delightful.
Okay, so what's your excuse there? There's no horde of zombies, or not zombies, sorry. There's no horde of enemies around you. You're in an open area. You know what I'm saying? You have nothing to obscure the camera's vision. So what's your excuse there? Give me something. Give me something.
Insane range.
Insane range. Like I said, he literally has an excuse for everything. All to hold on to this pathetic sense of it's not like it's accomplishment. He's always been known for being bad at games. So to hold on to some pettiness of pride that no one gives a shit about, there are much better and much more entertaining content creators / gamers out there than you. It is what it is. You don't even, excuse me, you're not even in a pocket of the internet that you can call your own. You just fail. You just fail. That's it. There's nothing else. There is no contender out there to try to outfail Darkside Phil, DSP, Dark Geppetto. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody out there doing that. It's just him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He literally has a title that nobody wants. Wow. And yet he fights so hard and makes up all these excuses to prove what? Even if he wanted to play at his best, he couldn't. Not without cheating in some way, shape, or form. And even then.
Oh, God! That didn't happen the first time I fought him. The first time I fought him, there was no giant explosions like that. So I guess I got lucky the first time I fought him. Because there were no giant area of effect explosions that knocked me back like that. That was pretty crazy. Got me with area of effect again. Thank you, Super Sly Gaming, for a sub. I appreciate that. Got me with area of effect again. Because he didn't directly hit me with that arrow. Damn, this is tough. This is tougher than the first fight. It is. Wow! Look at that damage! I had full health! I had full health! Jesus! Full fucking health. 100% with a 2-hit combo.
I can tell you, I can smell the saltiness.
Wow. I'm done. Yep. He's way tougher this time. They definitely improved his damage output from the first fight for sure. Oh my god. What the fuck? Thank you, Super Sly Gaming, for another tip. I don't know what the fuck you're saying, so I'm just gonna say thanks for the tips and keep updating the total. This is dumb as shit. This is dumb as shit. It really is. Nothing I can do. Nothing. Nothing I can do about it. This is actually like way harder than the first fight. In the first fight.
First off, we're still harping on that first fight. When, dude, how many deaths was that? How many deaths was that? First off and foremost, that was a real long ass time ago. Like that 4th place finish at Evo in 2005. Let it go. Secondly, because the first fight was either going so well or he was at least in the early stages of it, explains why he didn't get to see all of the progression of the enemy's attacks or the boss's attacks that happened later on. 3, is there not, like, can you not defend at all? I see you running in there like cannon fire or cannon fodder and whatnot, like a blunt instrument, but where's the defense at? The offense obviously isn't very good because you're not getting a lot done, but where's the defense? Something. It's like, it's kind of like Street Fighter yet again. He hates blocking in Street Fighter. It's hilarious watching it. He hates blocking. He hates blocking in everything. And yet again, he's not learning anything. That's the thing that's really crazy about it, and that's why the death counter is so pivotal in this, is that he's really not learning anything. Every time something new is being thrown at him, oh, well, that didn't happen before. I don't get this and I don't get that. And then to hold on to his little pride, oh, well, the first fight didn't have any of this, man. Oh, man, they're gradually trying to raise things up, man. They're trying to hold me down. This didn't happen the first time around. Well, maybe you should have got shit done the first time around then. You weren't good enough to do it the first time, and now every time afterwards, it's getting progressively worse. And the reason why that is because you didn't make it that far in the first place. It was the tip of the iceberg, if you will. This is hilarious.
He used distinct easy patterns.
And what the hell is he swinging at? I literally just saw him swing like 3 or 4 times at nothing. Just air. All day. Yikes. Unless he's trying to attack his own snorts.
What the fuck? I was running full speed and he still hit me with the arrows. I was running full fucking speed and he still hit me with the arrows, point blank. Wow, that's totally fair. Nothing I can do! Running at full speed. Running at full speed, can't get out of the way. Great.
Any moment, I can pick up a controller, and I can play any game at professional level.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And he's way harder than the first time. I did burst counter. When I saw the red, I did burst counter, but it didn't come out. Apparently, I couldn't interrupt my attack with it. That was burst counter. I don't have it. I didn't have it because I just used the other yokai ability. So I use one yokai ability, the game sees that and doesn't move, That's you can't dodge unless you have a burst counter, and I don't have the meter to do it. Move. This is nuts. He's way harder. Oh my god.
Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the ultimate underdog, right? This is Mr. Against all odds, I will rise. This is what happens when you have an intimate relationship with failure, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what this is. It's actually kind of sad, to be honest.
What? That was burst counter! I did burst counter, and it fucking hit me anyway. That's stupid. I got like 2 more chances to beat him today. That was burst counter. It should have burst countered, and instead he hit me anyway. Okay. Yeah, 3 times I hit left slot and wouldn't do it. He just stood there and didn't do it 3 fucking times. Alright, last time for today, or let's try for today.
I'm just overall pretty good at all kinds of different games. You want to know the truth? I'm probably one of the best overall gamers in the country.
What a goddamn fraud. What a goddamn fraud. Oh my god. And those people chewed that shit up. Believed every word of it. Oh wow.
Good. Fuck you. Got him. Alright. Dude, no drill.
Yet again, though, this kind of feeds back into what I said before. It's interesting how, you know, one could say that he very well sandbagged some of that fight. I mean, outside of his inability to learn anything. And then, right before the stream ends, hey guys, only got 2 more times to actually, you know, win this fight and whatnot. Let's say 4 more times. And finally beats it right before the first stream ends. It's kind of interesting how that happens. But whatever. Now, let's see Mr. 20 years of FGC experience. Let's see how he does with this.
I can't do anything when he jumps. I can't do a damn thing. No drill again. What the fuck? I did level 1 super. Oh my god. This is unplayable! Oh my god! Are you kidding me?
All I can taste is the saltiness.
That was level 2 super. Yeah, it's unplayable. It's completely unplayable.
First things first. First things first. You or Phil smashing out supers in hopes of getting the guy off of him is not going to work, because Phil's not going to follow up, because he's doing it all out of desperation, right? He's not doing it for positioning. He's not even doing it really for damage. He's just doing it to basically get Zangief off of him, which is a terrible way of playing, unless you can establish real distance and it allows you to reset. 2, you can hear Phil mashing. That same mashing that he accuses other people of doing, and that's why they get random shit, or that's why they end up beating him. But you're seeing him do it here. And a truly desperate attempt. You know what I mean? Like, if he had timed out Rose's anti-air, he could have pulled him out of the air. But then again, I don't know if Phil's going for the fear. I think Phil's going for the fierce instead of going for the lighter medium. Yeah, it's going to be less damage, but it'll give you some positioning, and it does reset your opponent's position. It gives you positioning, and it resets the opponent's positioning. He should know this. Instead of just sitting there trying to mash out super, which is what he always does in alpha. He'll sit there and get 2 or 3 bars, and he'll just mash super out. He does that with M. Bison all the time. His M. Bison gameplay is so horrible. So horrible. But let's continue, though.
Some unplayable laggy garbage. The guy's opened a million times, just drops my move every time because it fucking drops frames, because of the lag. That was absolutely fucking garbage, terrible gameplay. Complete, utter fucking shit. Liquid shit. Come on, dude. How many times does he open? I can't do a move. Just drops the input. Lego Mario $2 million. He found the Andy Dick video, and it's legit him. Probably what happened is Andy Dick probably, just like a lot of people, they take money to do these little video messages. And someone probably paid him to do like a video message, I'm sure he probably really has no fucking idea who I really am. He has no clue.
I need to go ahead and actually start looking at some of those because Andy Dick did one. What's that guy's name from? Kevin Nash did one. There's like a bunch of them out there on Phil. Actually, I know. I know. Eat That Pussy did one. There's a bunch. He did two actually. Yeah, I need to actually watch some of those. I need to go out and find those. Go on a scavenger hunt. But it doesn't matter whether these people know him or not. Like the fact that that's gonna float around on the internet and it's gonna be on the internet forever. Like you can't really walk away from that because all of those people are notable people, right? So they're saying Darkside Phil get a job or whatever the case may be. The eventually someone, like let's say out of 10 people, right? Let's go with the 3% rule. Out of 10 people, 3 people are gonna go and look that up. They're gonna be like, well, let's see who the fuck Darkside Phil is. And then there you go. It adds to the funnies. Wow. I gotta say, sorry, before we get back to the situation at hand. This goes back to something that I've said before. This is what it is to be infamous. But imagine being such a laughingstock, yeah? That people that are on the opposite side of you, right? Your detractors, trolls, haters, and critics are willing to put down hard-earned money to have celebs ridicule you, and you can do nothing about it. And the only thing that you can hold on to is the fact that, oh, those people don't even know me, so it doesn't really matter. But the people who know them might look you up and might find out who you are, or might want to go and see what kind of individual this is, or what kind of trash fire that entails. That right there is still something. And the thing is you can look at it both ways. That it's publicity, or it's exposure and publicity. The problem is with Phil is he's too lazy and too stupid that he can't take advantage of any of it. He's already accepted the negativity part of it and won't figure out a way, or even maybe clean up his stance to try to build off of the opportunity, which comes from the exposure. He's just okay with the failure. He's content with the failure. Just like you guys saw with the Nioh 2 display that we just saw. He's content with the failure instead of working towards something better. And that's a scary thing for someone who's been on the internet for like 12, almost 13 years. You know what I mean? Even people on his side, Tekken, Super Blind Man, people like that who stream, they're out there trying to do the best they can, and they're slowly but surely evolving, right? While Phil just sits there stagnant. And he won't listen to anybody, and he won't do anything that requires real effort. And he doesn't trust anybody to do much for him, to be honest. Outside of Papa Vera, and that's only for Minecraft. And that's only because he makes a lot of money off of it. Or okay money. But he has the nerve of running around here saying that he's successful? And that people are jealous of that? Riveting, I'm sure. DSP News.
Someone paid him to do it. Still cool, though. I guess I'll check it out later. Alright.
Wow, nothing. Now no super. Look at that, nothing I can do. Absolutely nothing I can do that. You can just get away with just jumping fierce a million times, because half the cast has nothing that stops the hitbox, because the game's
But see, that goes back to what I just said. So he throws out that custom combo, right? And he doesn't do anything with it. He hits him, well, not hits him, but he puts him into block to give himself a little bit of space, and then throws himself back into the corner. Like, why didn't you push forward while you still had the advantage? Because Phil only uses his supers as a get off of me type thing, or if he's in a position to where, and I guess in his own head, he can humiliate somebody with a super at the end of the match. Outside of that, he doesn't actually utilize it in a practical sort of way, which is the reason why he gets beat the fuck up.
There's no skill to it. He's just doing jumping fierce punch over and over, and I have no answer.
I'm not a whiny baby. I'm a mature adult. And I'm not a children's entertainer.
Yeah, I have no answer. You can do it a million times. I might as well stop playing. There's no answer for it with certain characters. Literally, just a
So because I can't win, I'm going to quit. That right there is the Phil Burnell resolve, ladies and gentlemen. If I can't win, I should go ahead and just quit. Not taking this as a challenge, not trying to outthink my opponent, not trying to work around it. I should just quit. I've reached the peak of my 20 years of experience. I should just quit. And people get on me because I call him a failure.
Here's punch 5,000 times and wins the map because Alpha 3 is a piece of shit. Well, I'm out of this room because it's too fucking laggy. I've already dominated everyone in that room anyway, but it's too fucking laggy with these people. I'm gonna try to find a different lobby.
Ben Bosch through the dollars says the Andy Dick video is real. He's asking for Twitch advice. Again, I'm skeptical that Andy Dick would be watching Twitch and ask me for advice. Of all the people to ask for advice, he wouldn't be asking Darkside Phil for fucking Twitch advice. So, I got a feeling someone paid him to make the video if it is legit. Crap.
That was a moment of clarity, ladies and gentlemen. I want to call that progress, but it's not.
Cheers, you seem a little stressed out tonight. It's because people are being assholes to me, and I'm trying to concentrate on Street Fighter.
I'm a grown-ass man, and you seem kind of stressed out tonight, Phil. Which way I feel? People are being mean to me. People are being mean to me. He's almost 40. He's almost 40. He's not some like 20, 21, 22-year-old chick on Twitch who's dealing with some bullshit. He's almost 40. Wow.
Did you miss Snow Carl? Fuck no. Nope. Alright guys, so I'm going to be streaming for just over another hour, just so everybody knows. And right now, as you guys can see, we are at $28 in tips, so we got a ways to go if we're going to hit the vest goal tonight. Just throwing that out there. You want to see the vest streak continue, 57 straight stream. You don't want to see it end tonight, please consider contributing via a tip.
It doesn't really matter. If he has to go into overtime to hit the vest streak, he will. He'll go into overtime if he needs to. He's just trying to rally people as quickly as possible. But as we spoke about earlier, he already has too much invested into that vest streak that he's just going to just give it up. If he has to go 10, 15, 20 minutes into overtime and shit, if you will, just to you know, get his additional $20 or whatever the case may be, then he will. So there you go on that.
I'm outright telling you guys, you know, it's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control.
Again, to me, I'm very happy that the vest streak has lasted as long as it did. I'm certainly not asking that it continue. But I'm just saying, if you want to see it continue, you know, you have to contribute, or else it's going to end tonight. And that's that.
Let's face it, is a money factory. Please give me your monies.
What the fuck? Look at this nonsense. Ah, I got super late. That was level 2 super. Wow. Level 2 super! That was level 2 wake up super. It doesn't come out. Yeah, I hate Alpha 3. I keep telling you guys, Alpha 3 is a piece of donkey shit. It's a terrible game, and if you see people picking one of these like five top tier characters, you can't win, and you have to have a top tier character. I don't play with any top tier characters in Alpha 3. It really is just garbage gameplay. And everyone has insanely stupid, weirdo, overpowered hitboxes. Well, someone pretending to be Snow Carl tipping me money asking if I would do a tip scope to talk to Andy Dick. Everyone shut the fuck up about Andy Dick, please. It's obviously a troll detractor thing now, and they're just gonna keep spamming it to annoy me, so fuck off, I'm not gonna pay attention to it.
Please understand that I'm not toxic. I'm not.
What the dude? Oh my god!
This is something that I pointed out before, is that he tries to play every game like Super Turbo. He tries to play every single game like Super Turbo. And then he wonders why he fails. But when you look at Phil's fundamentals, I mean, if I was actually a pro player, you know, like a pro player could definitely dissect this a lot better. But like when you look at Phil's like general fundamentals, it's basic. It's like basic bitch type shit. And that's fine, but he's never improved on it. He never evolved. It's just like with his YouTube content creation. It's in certainly his streaming. It's just very basic. It's very bare minimum. And then he wants to sit there and say, "Oh, and people don't understand the fundamentals." People have evolved past the fundamentals. You know what I mean? Like, it's just people have been able to think outside the box. Like, Street Fighter isn't that linear. You know what I'm saying? Where you can't create something. I mean, people find new ways of playing Alpha 3, for example, all the time. There are Japanese combo videos. There's combo videos that come out of Europe. There's combo videos that come out of South America, for example, and in the United States as well, where people are always finding new ways of doing shit. Like, Phil's still playing like this is still early 2000s. Jesus Christ.
God! You gotta be joking. This is terrible. This is fucking terrible. You gotta be kidding. Oh my god, I saw shit, my
And
friend.
why would you throw that? Why would you have thrown that super out knowing damn well that wasn't going to hit? You would have needed him to be right next to you, or you would have needed him to be jumping at you. And he wasn't doing either one, and you saw that. So you threw out a super as what? Like a false threat? Like as a deterrent? Oh shit.
I had him punished and the fucking move didn't come out. What? I give up. This is terrible, dude. Worst connection ever. The guy's just spamming random moves and it's dropping complete frames of animation or disappearing as I'm trying to do moves. So, fuck that. I'll join another lobby. Nope. No, sure you can.
No, that is bullshit.
Oh my
Oh!
god. Try to do this a little bit.
Oh god! Oh my god! This is great. Oh my god!
Oh shit. Well, that was way too much. This thing erupted on me. Oh shit.
Oh!
That was way too much. This thing erupted on me. Must have been air pocket in it. That's not cool.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? Whoa! Whoa!
Don't lose him.
That is complete bullshit. First of all, he jumps. I do jab shoryuken.
You spammed all those fireballs and whatnot to try to lock him down. Not only did he get out, but he was able to... Let's hear the explanation first. Holy shit.
The game gives me standing jab. It does that much damage. He doesn't die. Even though he has no health, standing jab doesn't kill him. It should have killed him. Doesn't kill him. No shoryuken. Then, as soon as...
I mean, you could barely see, though, so I don't even know if I could trust your judgment on how much life the guy actually had. Should put those gunner glasses on.
he's landing... Excuse me. As soon as he's landing, I throw a fireball. The fireball delays by about a quarter of a second, so he gets a free jump and win. It wasn't earned. The move came out super late. So first of all, doesn't give me my shoryuken, does minimal damage for no reason, and then gives me my move late. 3 fuck-ups in a row by this piece of shit game. 3 fuck-ups in a row. 3 times I should have won the fucking match and it didn't come out. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. This collection fucking sucks ass. It really does. I was crying like where?
No.
My eyes, I'm crying. I'm like, oh my god, my eyes are burning out of my head. I'm crying like a baby.
And then,
So, ladies and gentlemen, what do we take from that? Just take the loss. If you really have that much stacked against you at that particular point, right? You know what I'm saying? You're sure you wouldn't come out. Fireball was delayed, and when you did hit him, it didn't take off. It didn't take off what you feel was the necessary damage to kill him. Then just chalk it up as an L and just keep it moving. Like, you pleading your case after each and every loss. And I'm not talking about loss of the match. I'm talking about the loss of rounds. If you have to keep, you know, presenting your case and arguing on why you're not a failure, maybe it's just not worth it. Maybe it's just time to just pack it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just move on. Like, who has the time? And who is so weak of character that they're willing to go through this mental gymnastics to this level and have done it for over a decade? He's done this for over a decade. In his FGC days, he was known to bitch and complain about shit like this. This isn't just something that happened online. He's been doing this. He's always been someone to defend when he loses, and came up with all these cockamamie stories on why he lost. This isn't something that he just developed, you know what I mean, over the span of a couple years. He's always been like this. And now, well, he can't really leave his house now, per se, and that there's probably no arcades open anyway, but the fact that he has no choice but to play online because it's the only way he can kind of relive his glory days, it only makes it worse. But it makes it worse for him because at the end of the day, people are just going to call you a scrub, people are going to call him a loser, people are going to laugh at him, and then they're just going to move on. You're trying to defend yourself against a bunch of faceless people who at the end of the day end up getting their enjoyment, and then they just went ahead and moved on. And you're the one left there snorting in the dark. You know what I mean? It's literally one of the situations like, if we drop Phil in the middle of a fucking forest with nobody around, you know what I'm saying? If he snorts and there's nobody around to hear it, did it really happen? It's just like that in some way. Like from a like it's like that. You're in a house, presumably by yourself, except for maybe Jasper, and you're doing all this bitching and complaining online, and who really gives a shit at the end of the day? Once everybody turns their computers off and everything, it's just you and Jasper. And Jasper's probably downstairs not giving a fuck either which way. Oh boy.
Random tip took me $1.30. It says, are you aware someone does a 3D stream every time you stream fighting games? No, I did not know that. So $40, $50, $52 in extra tips, guys. We are up to $114 in tips just like that. Alright, guys. Phew.
You heard that? Thank Almighty that he was able to get that vest cool.
Burger King Whopper, cheers. I'm not trying to ruin a positive stream. Why is it when you win it's easy peasy, when you lose there's lag? Because that's the truth. If there's usually no lag, there's no input drops, and I can win my match easily. I've played these games long enough, I have more innate knowledge of these games than 95% of the people who play this online. Every once in a while I'll play someone and I'm like, oh, I'm surprisingly shocked this guy's actually good. Most of these people I'm playing are not very good at the game. They have a base knowledge.
That's a terrible way of looking at it. One should never underestimate an opponent, whether you know that opponent or not. If he logs in onto this game believing, or any fighting game really, and believing that 95% of the population has no chance because they just have no chance against him, that's, I don't even know if I have a word for it. That's unfounded, I think. But then again, that also explains why he loses. You know what I'm saying? Yet again, you got this pathetic ego about some 20-plus-year-old game, and you think you're the only person who was playing it at a ground level? I mean, where did you go with Super Turbo? You won a couple of locals, you won a couple of qualifiers, you went to the big dance 3 years in a row and failed all 3 times. You're telling me there isn't somebody out there who has watched Daigo or watched Momochi or watched all of their matches and picked up from them? You're not saying, you don't think that Daigo or Momochi or Takedo, for example, don't have disciples of their own who have sat there and played that game and grinded that shit out to be the best that they can be? And that's just for an example. What about in the fan on the fan spectrum of it? People who have watched those particular players, watched their matches, and then tried to emulate it, and then developed and made their own stuff. You wouldn't be able to beat any of them either. The Super Turbo scene, as small as it is, still is a thriving. Well, it's still going. I don't know if I call it thriving. I guess it is, because there's still new people coming into it. So I guess that is thriving. Alright, well, so the Super Turbo scene is still a thriving scene, right? Like, there are people who are still in it. There are younger people, I should say, coming to it. And then the OGs are still there grinding it out. He couldn't fuck with most of those guys. Most of those guys would beat him easily. But he looks at the internet as like or online play, if you will, as like that bastion of the internet where there's only scrubs here and there's nobody possibly good. You know what I mean? None of the real players are going to be over here. They're going to be on like a GGPO, which most of them would be, or Fightcade, which most of them are. But that doesn't mean they wouldn't play online either on console. You know what I'm saying? That's really kind of how you test stuff. That's a really, really interesting way of looking at online competition. A very, very interesting way. And it's not even like you can commend him on at least having confidence. It's kind of just all ignorant, to be honest. Yikes.
Advanced knowledge because I played these since the 1990s. The problem is my moves don't fucking come out because of lag. It's that fucking simple.
I myself am a former pro fighting game player.
That was 360! I had it! I had the match won! And 360 didn't come out, he gave me his command throw instead. Well, that's lame. That's lame. I'm gonna call it a night, guys, you know. My throat's all getting worn out and everything.
Alright guys, I think that's enough for me. You don't want to see me, you know, crying like a fucking baby here. Still has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit.
Well, that was a thing. Oh, that was a terrible display of a lot of things. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was only video 1 of our broadcast. We're going to go into video 2 literally in just a second, so I'll see you guys shortly. Wow.
Just gone like that in an instant. Fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you.
I'm just being very honest with all of you tonight. I would prefer if you guys could tip me because earlier today it was very slow with tips. I got almost none. Although I'll be very honest, it was a very, very good stream for both subs and for cheering. So it wasn't like I was complaining. But as you guys know, I have 3 games I need to buy next week. I've got bills coming up early in September, and it's your tips that help with that. So if you could tip me tonight, that is the preferred method of contribution. It helps me more than anything else. All right, guys?
This is how to play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
One can only hope. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the second video that to continue our broadcast, I should say. Brought to us by Burnell, DSP, tons of grease on headphones, and viewers' disabilities. Gouty Ear and Evil Online. This is from May 4th of 2020, our current year of gout. Let's get it.
Yesterday, I finished up my late stream, and I looked at my headphones, and my headphones were completely greasy.
Oh!
It was disgusting. It's basically because, number one, my hair is really long because obviously nobody can get a haircut. I was actually supposed to get a haircut about a month ago. That would have been the right time to do it, but, you know, everything's closed because of this pandemic, so can't get a haircut. So my hair's super long, and it's, like, greasy as shit all over my headphones. So I was like, oh, that's disgusting. So I went and I got some antibacterial cleaner that I had here in the house. And I thoroughly cleaned the headphones. I wiped up all, you know, everything. The pads, the cups, everything there. I completely wiped down antibacterial cleaner. So here's hoping that if the headphones had anything to do with the infection to begin with, that, you know, now I've killed off whatever the hell it was that was in there. And, you know, I won't risk further infection because I also showered last night. And I was like, oh shit.
Now, let's jump in since he took a shower last night. Because apparently he saw the grease and he's like, yeah, that's probably a good time to take a bath. Phil, this is why regular bathing is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a thing. Just because you sit on your fucking ass and play video games all day does not mean that you shouldn't bathe. Especially as often as you complain about how, especially how often you complain about how hot it gets in your office and how you're sweating and so on and so forth and you feel very uncomfortable. That right there should be surefire signs. And if you're doing that for 4 to 6 hours a day, you know what I mean? Maybe just, or at least 4 hours. Well, pre-stream, that makes 6. Okay, so it might be within reason to do so. You know what I'm saying? It might be within reason. Like I said, not sure if that has something to do with your ear infection. I wouldn't be too surprised. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna walk around and wallop in your own filth, eventually something's gonna happen. Just like Amber Lynn with that belly button infection she had. It didn't pop up out of nowhere. You know, obviously she wasn't hygiene wasn't a thing for her either, and she suffered the consequences. And she let it go for a long time, which I assume that's what he did with his ear infection. He probably it didn't just pop up out of nowhere. That shit was probably developing for a while. And he probably had a discomfort in his ear, but it wasn't that big of a deal, right? So he let it go for a week or so, and then it developed into what it developed into. Just throwing it out there. If he wants to be a filthy pig, he can be a filthy pig.
What I should do, trade out all my bath towel and everything, you know, get a fresh one. Basically just make everything fresh and clean.
I mean, you barely bathe anyway, so you probably only use that bath cloth, that towel, I guess, is what he's trying to say. What, once, maybe twice a week? Maybe? 3 times, I'll say 3 times. Let's be generous. Let's be generous. You've probably bathed only 3 times that week. And if you're outright filthy like that, after bathing 3 times and you're just outright filthy like that, then maybe that should tell you something. I don't know. Just whatevs.
So that way there's no chance that there was something, you know, bacteria on a towel or in the headphones or whatever, and that could have been what caused this, okay?
The grease man. The man of grease, covered in grease.
Stream attendance has been great. The participation's been great. The positivity's been great. The contributions, holy shit, have been great. I can't complain about any aspect of my streams right now. Things have been really great recently, and I just want to say...
Thanks for the money, dummies. Because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks. Wow.
FYI, yesterday we did hit the tips goals again. Now, I'll be honest, it was actually rough because that first Nioh 2 stream, we didn't hit the tips goal till the very end. And it was, you know, looking pretty bad. People the whole stream were like, are you going to hit it? I was like, listen, I'm not one to harp on it, okay? I'm not. I mean, I'm here to play games and have a fun, entertaining stream with you guys. I'm not going to sit here every moment and say, gee, we still didn't hit the tips goal. We still didn't hit the tips goal.
Wait, but didn't you tweet it out, though? So you did kind of harp on it. Semantics. People
were kind of antsy about it because it was a stream where it didn't look like we were going to hit it, okay? And then, of course, we did, and everyone relaxed. Last night during the Street Fighter stream, it wasn't super slow, but again, we were like more than halfway through the stream, and we didn't have half the tips goal yet, and then, you know, some generous people stepped up, and, you know, this is what always happens. So
he should be grateful for that. For one, his second tier goal, whether it's the hat or the gunner glasses, they're not worthwhile. So it is what it is. 2, if he hits the tip goal early and he puts on the vest early in the stream, he's barely going to make any more money outside of that. He'll almost never hit the second goal. You know what I mean? Outside of the rare occasions that he did. But other than that, it's not going to be something consistent. And that's what he's trying to go for. He's trying to, in his own way, but he's stupid, you see, so it's not working. He's trying to, because he has them so conditioned, if you will, to hit the tier 1 goal that, okay, guys, come in, hit the tier goal 1 early, right? And then we'll work our way to tier 2 over the span of the stream. And no one's biting. And the reason why is because the vest school doesn't mean anything. But obviously the gunner glasses or the hat means even less. And he had already cheated them, quote unquote, out of the hat goal at least a couple of times. Yeah, eventually he did put it on, but he didn't put it on when he was supposed to. Like once he makes the $100, he's quick to be a good hoe and run and get his vest. When it was time to get that hat a couple of times, he wasn't so eager. He wasn't so enthusiastic. So why would a pimp throw money at that, or why would a John, I guess, throw money at that if you're not going to do what they want? If that was him trying to exercise some semblance of control, it backfired on him. So just take your $100 and be content with it, like everything else.
I'm not too worried about it, and as I've told you guys, if we don't hit the tips goal, it's not a big deal.
Obviously, he lied.
I'm incredibly grateful. We have 58 straight streams, okay? And that is amazing. Thank you so much for that ongoing support. I really do appreciate it. I should say, we do have a special celebratory thing coming up. Originally, I was hoping it would be ready for this weekend. It's not going to be. It's going to be probably around the middle of this coming week. PFAF, if you spam the chat one more time about a 4K camera, I'm going to ban you.
I'm just going to ban.
I'm serious. Like, you're just spamming the fucking chat about a 4K camera. What the fuck are you talking about? Why does anyone need a 4K camera on a video game stream? Stop spamming the goddamn chat. There's like 10 times you tagged me with this.
I mean, honestly, you do need a better camera. Does it need to be 4K? No. But then again, to be honest, does your stream suffer in any way, shape, or form by you having a webcam altogether? No, it don't. It's kind of unnecessary. He thinks it's necessary because he sees other people do it. But that doesn't make it so, to be honest. And he's also bitched about it too. He's complained about having to use a webcam because people are going to bitch about it, and he doesn't really want it on anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he wants to jerk off in peace, right? At least this time around. So, you know what I mean? I get it. But at the same time, though, too, you're making enough money to where you can improve on these little things, right? Excuse me. He said that after the bankruptcy and once he gets his credit together and all that bullshit, that he wanted to upgrade all of his equipment anyway. Why would he feel a need to do it by then? Who could say? Most of that stuff is already starting to crap out on him, even now. He's had two, at least at current, he's had two problems, or he's had two instances where he's had problems with his mic. Probably because he hasn't updated any of the software on it, but I would also assume that that shit has fallen over and it's been knocked around a couple of times as well. I mean, it is what it is. It's a thing. And yet again, that comes back from the immaturity of an individual who doesn't know how to take care of what he has. And you would think for someone who's going damn near flat broke, even after the bankruptcy was dismissed, you would still, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would just take better care of your shit. Or you would appreciate it more. You know what I'm saying? Because you bought it at a time when money was good and money was flowing in, kinda. You know what I'm saying? And since times aren't like that anymore, you would think you would appreciate what you have and what you get more. But then again, this is DSP, Darkside Phil. You know what I'm saying? Dave, Dark Geppetto. He doesn't appreciate jack shit. He wants the best of everything. And he believes he's entitled to it. He believes he's entitled to it. And working for it, why would I need to work for it, guys? I've got a 12-year legacy online. Was that not enough work for any of you? Something to think about.
Same stupid shit. Jesus.
Alright, now he just posted it again, and now he's banned. So enough of this shit. Lolene and manual ban. And now you are banned.
Every time I do one of these retrospective event marathons, you guys really enjoy it. I have a blast. So I'm looking forward to this next one. If we hit this goal this month, it means it'll be happening either in late May or early June, okay? Fighting Force fan tipped $1 and said, people are going to start calling you Darksea after an Andy Dick video. Yeah, I don't care. That video has nothing to do with me. It's someone paid Andy Dick to do a video that he had no idea what he was talking about. And basically just said stuff that he was told to say. So it's not a big deal, and it's not even anything to address on my streams. And N-Factor tipped $1. He says, did you watch the Andy Dick video? No. Ben Boxer tipped $1. He says, is everything okay with Andy Dick? The video seemed insane. I hope he's in good health. I have no idea, and I don't care. Like I said, it has nothing to do with me. So.
Ben Boxer tipped $1, and he says that the Andy Dick video isn't.
How is a video that was directed, that was paid by, that was paid to be directed towards you, has nothing to do with you? What sense does that make? If that's the case, supposedly these detractors out here don't know you, right? You've never met them. You've allegedly never done anything to them. So why do you harp on detractor content if they don't know you and it's nothing, and it has nothing to do with you? Because you're not involved in it. Like, what makes that any different? And whether Andy was paid to say it or not, which obviously he was, it's still about you. It still involves you, right? whether directly or indirectly. Interesting logic.
Malicious he means well. Oh, I know. Listen, number one, I've said before, I'm actually a fan of some of the work that Andy Dick has done. I think he's a funny guy. I mean, I haven't seen the guy do anything in a million years.
And that's the reason why they paid him to do it. Because it's playing off something and or somebody that you were or you are invested in. That's why they paid some of those wrestlers to do that. Yet again, it's someone that you're invested in doing. For a little while, weren't they talking about seeing if they could get Hulk Hogan to do one? Like, do you not see that? Do you not see the correlation with that? Anyways, secondly, as it pertains to the retrospective, you guys kind of already know my thoughts on it. It's just a way of, it's cheap fluff content, right? Because that's what reaction content is, according to Darkside Phil. So he has no other ideas, he has no talent, he has no skill, so he has to react to his own content. Fucking idiot. If he was to react to detractor content, he'd make so much more money. Two, it's a way of weeding out videos that detractors could use against him later. That's why mysteriously certain videos end up starting to disappear. I've been telling you guys that for a long time now, that videos are magically disappearing for some reason, or being privated or being deleted, and no one really understands why and whatnot. What's that guy's name? Gamer J Lee pointed that out on the Ask the King that he was looking for. That part 1 disappeared. So it's amazing how a lot of that stuff happens. It is what it is, you know. But then again, now that I think about it, with the Gamer J Lee one, not to discount him at all, it's possible that one may have had fan art from either Jackie Chan or Be Awesome one, and maybe that's the reason why it got taken down. Just throwing it out there.
That when I used to be very prominent in like the 90s and the 2000s, I thought that his stuff was good. I don't wish the guy any ill wishes at all, but someone paid him to do a random video talking to me, and I don't really care. I'm here to put out a gameplay stream. I don't care about this. What people want to do is derail my content with stupid shit. It has nothing to do with it, and I don't play that game. I'm going to have fun with games today, okay? I love gaming.
Jab, she's a jab, 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 and I can't do anything tonight. Just mashing jab. Just mash jab. Finish. Jab, 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 jab. This is the game. Jab, jab, jab. Oh, look, it hit in the air. Jab, 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 jab. Jab, 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 jab. Jab, 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 jab. Wow. Modern fucking fighting games. That's a modern fighting game right there.
Dark Light Abbey to be $10. I hope your ear's feeling better. It is. My ear's actually feeling very much better today. It's still swollen, but the pain is pretty much completely gone. I can almost close my jaw all the way now on the right-hand side. The problem is it's still swollen in my jawline, so I can almost close it all the way, but not 100%, okay? But the ear is almost completely better. Yesterday, I disinfected my headphones. I disinfected, like, a bunch of stuff that I usually touch, thinking, oh, maybe that's what caused the infection. So I should be okay in that regard.
Why did you have to wait until something happened to finally do something? Let me reword that. Why do you wait until you're already suffering the consequences, right? To actually start trying to prevent the action. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, for example, we're currently in a state where people are taking their personal health, cleanliness, sanitation, stuff like that, more serious than ever before. At least most people should. So you know this. You've been sitting at home. You get all your information off Twitter. You've seen all this. So you yourself should have been cleaning up on the regular and looking to do everything you need to do to prolong your health. The reason why I say that is, despite the fact of him only leaving his house once a week, Catherine's out the house at least 3 or 4 days a week. So whatever she touches or interacts with, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you better call on Tyrone. You may want to make sure you clean up after you interact with her. Just saying, just throwing it out there. So that's our first thing. Secondly, Phil, let's talk a little bit about some old lore that has been brought up, which is hilarious. Let's talk about that filthy, stinky blanket that you had to throw away after Panda left. Now, The story on why it's stinky is for a bunch of reasons. It's my understanding that Phil finally admitted that was his fault, but not before trying to throw the blame on Panda, saying that it was her fault that the blanket was stinky and needed to be tossed out. It needed to be tossed out before one of Catherine's visits to him. Phil, were you not washing your bed sheets? I know you were just learning how to use the washer. I get it, buddy. I get it. But were you not washing bed sheets? Were you not washing, like, were you just going through whatever clothes that you had and whatnot and not washing weekly? Like, what the fuck were you doing around that period of time? Outside of being on stream, bitching and complaining about sympathy and shit, king of suffering, accusing people of such and such with their family members who passed away and all that nonsense. Like, what the fuck were you doing? And it's funny, too, now that I think about it, that the only reason why he brought that blanket up, and its apparently atrocious smell, is right before Catherine was to show up. So that means the weeks leading up to that smelly blanket apparently didn't bother him much. And I say that because if he tried to blame that on Panda, and Panda had already been a month or two, 3 months at the very least removed at that point, then, you know, and you're still, you know, sleeping in the bed with a blanket that has her alleged air quote funk on it. You didn't have an issue with it? Were you just used to it? Is that what you were cuddling up to, Phil? It's alright, man. You can tell me. Yeah, I'm going to think it's pathetic and I'm probably going to laugh, but at least I'll listen to it. So, it's just something to think about. Now, like I said, he's admitted since then that he has somewhat admitted that it was actually his fault that the blanket smells, you know, the blanket smelled so bad and he had to throw it away. But yet again, you could have taken it to like a dry cleaner too. You could have taken it to like someone that could have actually gone in and done all that. Because it was like some handmade blanket. It was like that from like years and years and years ago. It could have still been salvaged. Oh well, semantics. Semantics.
I gotta get my voice working again because my voice is screwed up again because of my allergies. Info211 to me $1.30 and says, what? He says, you always talk about your wife and how she's telling you what to do. I never listen to my wife. How do you do it? Great stream. I recommend Nioh tequila. It's cheap and smooth. Well, first of all, my wife doesn't just walk around telling me what to do all day. I don't know why I got that impression. We have a much better relationship than that, trust me.
Actually, I'm pretty confused right now.
Some asshole to me $5. A lot of your viewers have learning disabilities, but you follow along just fine. How would you know that? How would you know, and why would you care if a viewer has a learning disability? Why are you nosy?
Well, first thing, I'm sure that Kat has a little bit more control than maybe we're giving her credit for. I wouldn't say she's running around like some dominatrix or anything, but I'm sure she exercises a certain amount of control. Secondly, as it pertains to the disability of the people who follow you, well, Super Blind Man streams. Rob Warren, I think that's him. Rob Warren is an exceptional individual and whatnot. People have seen what his condition is. It's actually pretty sad, to be honest with you. And then didn't you around this time, I should say, didn't you throw Alex Seidella under the bus? Milf and Cookies isn't happy about that, by the way, Phil. Just to let you know about that. But you hadn't thrown Alex Seidella under the bus to your mods in your mod chat on Discord. So, yeah, that's not being nosy. That's very much public fact. And that's just to name 3 of them. There's actually more of them than you would think. So, just throwing that out there. That's not being nosy, that's just fact.
So, none of anyone's fucking business. Anyway, thank you for a $5 tip. Seriously, I don't pry into my viewers' business, so you shouldn't either. I don't care about my viewers' business, who has a learning disability and who doesn't. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. Zero.
I just want more money.
60 straight streams now, where we have hit the tips goal. It's time to get the vest for this final 25 minutes. Very nice. Thank you guys. Once again, thank you for the support. An amazing 60 stream streak. Holy crap.
I can't afford my lifestyle. I need to cut back on stuff. Oh, I need more money. Swaggins, I usually chill in the living room. I almost never chill in the bedroom. Almost never. The bedroom ain't for chilling, it's for sleeping and for other things.
Yeah, for someone who doesn't bathe every day or bathe every other day, I'm sure you're not getting a whole lot of panty time. There's not a whole lot of underwear time going on with that. So, yeah. And if you were such a mature adult and you want people to respect you and respect your space and respect your relationship, you probably wouldn't have overreacted and gone to clown mode with that. But whatever. It is what it is. Let him imagine whatever he wants in his little head.
Oh my God.
This guy's a bitch. I haven't had sex in ages.
Well, that's kind of a lie. You know Tyrone and Jim are, well, maybe not Jim, but Tyrone, I'm sure, makes house calls.
Tournament cheers. Is it possible to get a gout in your ear? Oh, to get gout in your ear. My dad's in his back. No, gout is in joints. Because it's caused by acid crystals that accumulate in your joints and basically stab your nerves in your joints. There's no joint in the ear. So there's no bone there, there's no joint there. So you cannot get gout in the ear, no.
Now what ended up happening was, I ended up getting an acid level imbalance back in 2015, which I didn't know I ever had, but apparently it's hereditary in my family because my aunt had it her whole life and didn't fucking tell anybody. Thanks, aunt. I don't do this to make a buck.
I'm not expecting anything from anybody, alright? And I'm so, oh my god, am I so appreciative of this last month where you guys have hit 60 straight streams where we hit the vest goal. That's insane. 60 straight streams where we hit the tips goal and I put on the vest in celebration is ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. Every year it gets worse and worse. These people just get dumber and dumber.
And then Mr. Papa cheered again. And he says, so EVO, now those who don't know, EVO is the National Fighting Game Championship in the United States. It's pretty much one of, if not the biggest tournament for fighting games competitively in the world. EVO has announced that they are canceled. But they're still going to host online tournament matches.
I don't know if I wouldn't say EVO's a national, though. I think EVO's bigger than that. Like, I don't know. I guess that's debatable. But I feel like EVO's bigger than that. Like, because that's like it's a worldwide event. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a worldwide event. Like, the best in the world go to EVO. You know what I mean? And unlike like back when Super Battle Opera was a thing, like that was like invitation only, I believe. But like the best in the world go to EVO. So like I said, that's not a national. I don't know why you'd. I feel like that's not a national. I feel like him relegating it to that is him just kind of being pathetic about it. But anyways, let's let him hear his thoughts and then I'll talk about it. I actually have a video that I've planned for that, by the way. Maybe. We'll see.
I was watching an update video on that, and they were doing good points, saying the matches will be terrible because most of the titles in EVO have mediocre or worse netcode, something I remember you pointing out a lot. That's right. I've said many, many times over the last decade that I've covered competitive fighting games, that the online play is terrible. That, sadly, they just have not found a way to make netcode that is good enough to really be representative of playing someone sitting right next to you in real life. So, EVO...
You'll never get that, I don't think. You'll never get it to... I don't know if I want to say never. I'd like to try to keep an open mind with that. It'll never be like that. Like where you're literally right next to somebody else, or you're literally head to head, like cabinet to cabinet with somebody else. It'll never be that way. There'll always be snags. You know what I'm saying? It'll always be somewhat of an issue. It'll never be perfect, if you will. You know what I mean? It'll never be perfect. So to walk in with that type of expectation is already a bit unfounded, if nothing else. But let him continue.
Cancels their in-person event and announces we're going to do online-only tournaments is like a joke. Like, in the competitive community, this is a joke. Like, this is like the stupidest announcement ever. You might as well just cancel it all entirely because... Now,
he's not wrong about that, but keep in mind, he gets all of his information off Twitter. And I think there's a couple of people that he follows on Twitter, or I think he follows on Twitter because I'm blocked. And I never even tweeted at him, and I got blocked. That's bullshit. Anyway, there's a couple of people that he follows on Twitter, and by proxy, he'll be able to see what everybody else is saying. EVO Online is a bad idea. It's a bad idea for a number of reasons. It's not just the netcode, right? Even though there is a positive to it, but we'll talk about that as this goes along. But it opens the situation up. It opens the situation up for cheating. Beyond the fact of just relying on really terrible netcode. It's going to open up shit for shit to be cheated, to be manipulated in some way, shape, or form. We'll talk about that further as this goes along or in a whole nother video, but yeah. Like I said, he got his information off Twitter. It's not like he had to dig hard to find that.
There will be no viability and no actual, like, high-level gameplay. It's going to be online abuse, you know, taking advantage of the bad netcode of these games, and it's just not going to be good. All right?
Just smash it down. Finish. Down, 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 down. This is the game. Down, down, down. Oh, look, it's hitting the air. Down, 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 down.
But I think what it is a couple things. First of all, the fighting game community is incredibly reliant on the tournament structure to create hype for their community. Without competitive tournaments to keep things hype, these games will die out. And so I think they realize they need to keep this stuff going, even though they can't do in-person tournaments right now because of the pandemic. They need to do online competitions. If they don't, no one will be talking about fighting games, and that's the end of it. You know, there's been
that's retarded. I'm sorry, but that's kind of retarded. One, our tournaments are especially majors, and obviously Evo itself. Are they extremely important to the community? Yes. If Evo doesn't happen this year, which it probably shouldn't, they should probably just put that on the back burner for next year. Does that stop the FGC? No. The reason why that is because people within the FGC make content, and people will always be attracted to that content. So even if there aren't tournaments, you're still going to have people who are going to play each other online. You're people who are going to still do content creation. You're going to have people who are still going to stream. That right there is what keeps the FGC going. It's bigger than a tournament. Now, why he wants to hold on to this 2000 fucking mentality nonsense is up to him. It's all right. He's already outdated and expired anyway. He's already a has-been, washed-up old man anyway. So fuck him. But that's the reality. You know what I mean? That's what the real situation is. One tournament doesn't break the fucking community, dude. You know what I mean? And them taking it one Evo off doesn't break it either. They should literally just go ahead and put that on the back burner. Are they going to lose? Are they going to at least lose out on sponsorship bucks for the year? Yeah, sure. They're definitely going to take a hit. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to bleed a little bit, but it might be better than if this shit turns into a complete and total clusterfuck, and then they got to try to make up for it next year. Like, if Phil wants to call this tournament, it's not going to be as legitimate. It's going to be unfounded. Then it's going to be just like his 5th place finish at Evo in 2005 in Super Turbo on a port that didn't mean a goddamn to anybody, that no one respected. He's basically trying to frame it to where it's going to kind of look like that. Well, if that's the case, Phil, don't you expect people to fight for it like you fought for your win? Not even a win, for your loss, your 4th place finish. Same concept. Should they do it? No. I don't think they should. But they're going to do it, so it is what it is. But that doesn't break the community. On top of that, maybe, just maybe, and this is one of the things that, at least I think, I don't know if anybody agrees with me, I'm hoping that some of the game publishers will look at this tournament. I'm not saying that I want it to be a debacle. I'm not saying I want it to be a total, complete clusterfuck. What I am saying is I hope that publishers will look at the situation of Evo this year and realize, you know what, we need to make our netcode better. You know what I'm saying? We should really invest in it and do so. But there's already games that are already going to be knocked out anyway. Like Brawl, I think it is. Smash Brothers, they're out. They're completely done this year. Because I think Hitbox already did a video talking about how upset he is. And that's coming off of Hungrybox, not Hitbox, sorry. That's what Hungrybox already coming off, making an announcement that he hopes that Nintendo would support their game. But Nintendo's not going to. Nintendo had been trying to stifle the Smash community and the Brawl community and all that since its damn near inception. Especially before it even got on the Evo stage. They were damn near trying to cock block them on that. So, semantics. But I think that's the real takeaway. Hopefully, game publishers will look at this and be like, hey, we should really focus and invest in this. Because let's say there isn't an Evo in person next year, for example. And Evo decides to push forward. Netcode's going to be king. And they need to really look at that. But they should have already done that. They should have invested in better netcode since after Street Fighter 4 and all of the FGC games that came after that. You know, they should have already invested in this. They're yet again, like Darkside Phil in a lot of ways, behind the times. And this Evo, they're probably going to end up suffering. And like I said, maybe it needs to happen. It needs to happen to, in turn, push the community forward. Because if not, it's going to stay stagnant, like Darkside Phil. At least online play will. Like I said, I'll definitely do that video now.
resurgence of fighting games in the last decade since the release of Street Fighter 4, and they don't want that to stop. They want to keep that momentum. There's an entire community of gaming based around this that could be at risk here because they can't do tournaments.
But like I said, it's not just tournaments. There's very few arcades to go to anymore. So online kind of is it, which is actually kind of terrible too, to be honest with you, because like in truth, damn it, I should save this for that video, but it's all right. Like I mean, some of this is going to be a bit repetitive, but I'm a repetitive person, so it is what it is. But in actuality, online play should have complemented. It should have complemented the arcade scene. It should. That's how it should have worked. You know what I'm saying? For those who can't travel, or for those of you who don't know that there's an arcade locally in your area, or maybe you can't get to it for whatever the reason, you have online play. That online play helps develop and build your skill set, build your experience, so then you can go to the arcade scene and then you can participate in that, and then everything kind of grows together. You know what I mean? That's how it should have been. It should have been a hand and glove type relationship. It didn't, and there's various theories on why it didn't, but it didn't. Sadly, now did one have to die so the other one could keep going? No, not at all. No, it didn't have to be that way, but it is. It is what it is. It is what it is on that. I'll embellish more on that later. But for Phil to say that if the tournament scene dies down, it kills the game off, that'll never be the case, because there will always be an interest in fighting games. And as long as it's online, guess what, Phil? If they stop doing locals, or if they stop doing majors and or national tournaments, if EVO actually does go away, then guess what? Someone will figure out how to do it online. And the games will probably be a lot smaller in selection, maybe, depending on how that community wants to deal with it. But eventually, they'll find a way. Progress always finds a way. Not everybody's like Dark Side Phil, where it doesn't go your way once and you quit. Not everybody's like that. But let him continue, though.
Okay? So, because they're going to do online only, the whole face of this community might change. If in a big way.
It needs to, but it's not going to die out. But the community does need to change. It does need to change, to be honest. I'm not saying to, and by that proxy, by proxy, I'm not saying that the arcade scene can't make a resurgence. I think it should, to be honest. Even if it has to be like most communities, for example, like the first-person shooter community, there's still some there are what they call like internet cafes out there where you can bring your own keyboards or whatever, or use what they have and plug in. I think that if someone had fuck it, because if it is what it is. If I ever decided to do it later on down the line, then I can still do it. But if anybody ever decided to come up with a type of interactive arcade, where you could go, you bring your own arcade stick, you bring your own controller. Not that this isn't something that hasn't been implemented before, but I'm talking about on a much larger scale now, where you could actually modify an arcade cabinet to where you can actually use its actual interface, right? The actual stick and buttons that are there. Or you could just go ahead and plug in your own stuff and then go from there as well. You could set up consoles for people to play head-to-head on, or so on and so forth. If someone wanted to do that on a much larger scale, that could very well be successful. And then if they wanted to push that even further, and you could go to that type of cafe and have that type of setup, and then still play people online as well, you would have the option to do that. If you while waiting to play somebody head up, then that could be a thing as well. And I'm sure there's something along those lines. Certainly, I would assume in Europe and Asia somewhere. But we haven't seen something like that in the U.S. yet, or at least not on that scale. If I think that's something that could be implemented, and maybe that's where, and if that right there is an aspect of the community, it doesn't make the community. Yet again, the game has changed since Phil Burnell has left. You know what I mean? When Dark Side Phil failed his way out of the FGC has changed quite a bit. He's still talking to you from a 2000 kind of standpoint. If a tournament doesn't happen in a particular city, right? Does that mean that, that's the end of that tournament altogether for that city? Those players are just going to give up playing fighting games because now they don't have their major? Is that how that works? Is that what the situation is? No. That's like saying, if Wednesday night fights doesn't happen anymore. Oh, North Cal and Soul Cal just die out now because now they don't have anywhere to play. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember what they call the weekly battles in New York. The one that Spooky hosts. Oh, if it stops in New York, no one's going to do it. So now the New York scene dies out. No, it doesn't work that way. There are layers to this shit. There are layers to this. And that's the difference from someone who just gets his information off Twitter because he's too scared to engage with the community because he ain't talked so much shit about the community that now they just laugh at him and ridicule him. And then someone who actually goes onto the forums every once in a while and checks. There are Discords out there too, Phil, since you're on Discord, that you can go over there and they talk about the FGC all the time and what they're planning, what's new, so on and so forth. It's bigger than Twitter. It's much bigger than Twitter. And they still have forums out there that he can use. Whatever, mister, I'm so limited in time and I can't do anything.
Now, in addition to that, Evo
I was a high-level tournament player, 4th place at Evo.
is a big business. Evo makes a ton of money every year, being the biggest, American tournament that there is. I don't know if they're the biggest tournament in the world, but I do know they're the biggest American tournament for fighting games. They already invested time and money into having Evo in Las Vegas, Mandalay Bay, and all that has fallen through now because of the pandemic. So, in their eyes, I'm sure they're looking at this and saying, we got to cut our losses. Yeah, we're going to not make big money, but we got to make something. We can't have a year where because of this pandemic, we go out of business. And so I think they're basically thinking anything's better than nothing.
Yet again, you're not going to go out of business after 1 year, but whatever.
Even if an online tournament sucks ass and lags and it really isn't anywhere up to snuff with what normally we would see at Evo, we're just going to grin and bear it and do it anyway to make money. Okay? Now, some people just completely disagree with that philosophy and say just fucking completely cancel the thing. You can't actually realistically expect us to believe that Evo Online will be viable. Others are like, nah, we got to keep the hype going for the community, and we want to have things go. We don't want to have the whole fighting community fall apart at the seams because of the pandemic, so keep it going, and we're happy that Evo's doing online. So, there's definitely mixed feelings about it. For me, I don't really even give a shit, quite frankly. Just being honest.
So what the fuck are you doing talking about this then? If you don't care, then why are you talking about it? Do you not have anything else going on in your own shitty life that you have nothing else to speak on except for a tournament that you give no fucks about? Like, what sense does that make? It's very obvious too, right? Even though he's not nearly as invested as most, that he still looks at the FGC as something that he yearns to be part of. The thing is, he has no voice. Like, he's a laughingstock and he can't beat that. But don't sit up here and go on and say that, oh, the community's gonna fucking die out if there's no Evo this year, if the actual tournament scene itself falls apart, and then turn around and say, oh, well, I don't really give a fuck about any of this anyway. So then why the fuck do you even have an opinion on this if you don't give a shit? What sense does that make? And then go back and look at the years upon years upon years of him talking shit about the FGC. But he don't care, though. This doesn't mean nothing to him. Mr. Oh, well, one day I hope that I can return back to Evo and, get to play, but, money has to get right and there's a lot of things have to happen for that to happen. So you're still holding out hope, but you don't care? What sense does that make? Mr. Oh, I don't watch Evo anymore. I don't give a shit about Evo anymore. But you remember when Taquito won that year, though. Right, Phil? Your supposed eternal rival, Taquito, who was always better than you? Wasn't he one of the guys? Matter of fact, wasn't he one of the 3 guys who ran a train on your bitch ass in 2005 in Super Turbo? I think he was. I think he was one of the guys who ain't passed you along and whatnot with the other 2 and ended up beating you to cause you to take 4th. Which kind of explains why you did have a vested interest when he won Evo that year. Well, I don't think he won that year, but the year that he did win Evo and everybody made a big deal out of it. For good reason. And whatnot. And then Phil tried to play it off like, oh, no, I haven't seen it yet. Or, if he won, good for him. But, whatever. I don't care. That must hurt, Phil. That must hurt to have someone who was certainly younger than you at that time. You know what I mean? All these years later, finally went on to win an Evo, and you still haven't. It's almost as if, like I said, like other people have said, that 2005 was your only shot. That was your only chance. And that shitty port was as far as you were going to get with it. And everything else, you fell short. And you fell short because you weren't good enough. But now, though, the new marketing scheme, right? The new Snort plan when it comes to FGC lore is, oh, I won qualifiers at Evo. You know, or I won Evo qualifiers, sorry. So that right there cements me as being good. That's interesting, Phil, because didn't you say recently that either you won Evo qualifiers or you placed highly at Evo qualifiers? That's funny because that's a bit of a redaction of the story. Because he made it sound like every Evo qualifier he went to, he actually won them. But when you actually do go back and look at some of the standings, he did just place, he just had decent placings. He didn't win all of them. So even the little even the mythos he tried to put out about this strange gatekeeping that he was trying to do, he can't even really live up to that because he wasn't actually winning all those Evo qualifiers. And that's okay, Phil, that you placed high at some of them, in air quotes, just like how you placed high at Evo 2005, but you didn't win them all. And that's kind of the notion that you put out for all these years. When your fourth place finish at Evo couldn't hold up, when it couldn't tread water no more. Riveting.
I just don't care. I'm not into the competitive fighting game scene anymore. I haven't been in a long time. At this point, I'm glad I'm not. Because this could be the end of it. This could be the end of a decade where fighting games were very prominent because of their competitive scenes, and now all that falls apart. So I'm happy to be, one of the many times in my 12 years as a content creator, I'm super happy I'm a variety streamer, and I don't just focus on fighting games, because I very much could have done that, and this could have been the end of everything for me because of that.
First off, you didn't contribute anything to the FGC anyway. If nothing else, you were a detriment. All you did was look to profit off of it, not only financially, but in some strange moral/emotional type way. You didn't contribute anything to the FGC, so if the FGC falls tomorrow, what's Phil going to do? Oh, I outlived the FGC. All those guys, when I went ahead and moved while I was there, they didn't appreciate my greatness, and they didn't appreciate everything that I was doing and how well I was playing. And now that I'm gone, you know what I mean? And then when I left and went to Evo, or not Evo, then I left and went to YouTube, and I was doing content creation there, and people were jealous of me, and they were jealous of the money that I was making. These are things that he's actually said. They were jealous of me and my money and my popularity, and that's not my fault they're not popular. That's not that I left the FGC behind and went on to do something bigger and greater than it. I don't know why they're hating on me. You never contributed anything to the FGC at all. That's why they barely remember you. And when they do remember you, what video was it that I made? Because the kid didn't know, but someone had thought that you were banned from Evo. I think that was Cloud. Cloud was the one who accidentally said that Phil was banned from Evo for having a knife or a gun. And it wasn't him. It was another guy by the name of Dark Prince. So you know what I'm saying? It's not even misinformation. He may have just heard the story wrong. And Dark Side Phil and Dark Prince, I mean, you could kind of see how that all fell together. I could kind of see that. So that's how they were remembering you for a little while. Other than that, it's pretty much all infamous stories on your dumb shit. You didn't contribute shit to the FGC. You didn't contribute shit to your father's, to the helicopter company you and your father worked for. Your father was there for 30 years, I think you said. You were there for 5. You contributed nothing. You didn't contribute shit to the FGC. You didn't really contribute shit to YouTube, except for give people like me a reason to laugh at you and make videos. You contribute nothing to nothing. That's the reality. So you won't live out the FGC. You know what I mean? Like, the FGC will continue to keep going, especially in the day and age that we live in. It will have to change, yeah, but changing, Phil, and then not existing are two separate things. And you spent your whole life up to, from what I've seen, disliking change because you feel like, oh, well, if I change, then I'm not me. Well, wouldn't that be a better you if you embraced change and you actually did it? Oh, but see, you can't see it that way because you were doing everything so well up to that point, and whenever you do slip, fall, or fail, or whatever the case may be, it's somebody else's fault. I see. I got you. I don't understand the logic behind it because that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But whatever. It is what it is, right? Semantics.
Okay? But it sucks. The whole situation sucks for everybody. What can you say, right? Honest fan cheers, I'm sure you've heard EVO will be online stuff this year. You ever imagine a world where the online lagging tactics can now be used in a professional setting? It's crazy. That's what I said a million times. I've always felt online play is a joke. Is online play fun? Yes, it can be fun.
It's funny how online play is a joke, but yet he's made so much money off it. Dspgaming was built off that apparently online joke. Dspgaming was built off that. But it's all a joke though. He made quite a bit of money off of Street Fighter and off the FGC in general. But it's all a joke though. Online play is all a joke. Yet doesn't he have a weekly session of online Street Fighter? But it's a joke though. It's not legitimate. It doesn't mean anything.
Online play a way to learn some basic strategies in a fighting game? Yes. Is online play an actual viable way to practice for competitive play? No. Can online play be used in a competitive setting and be taken seriously? Hell no. So that's what I mean. Like, essentially, EVO, even if it happens this year, isn't really a fighting game tournament. It's an online joke.
So butthurt. This is fucking great. I can't believe it.
An anonymous $1.30 tipper says, you're really going to say you don't care about the EVO thing when you just went on a rant about it. I didn't go on a rant about it at all. I explained the situation very coherently, I feel, and let you know my personal thoughts about online play. Because someone asked. No, I don't care about EVO.
I'm good at lying.
I'm never going to EVO again. I'm never going to participate in EVO again. I don't care about competitive play, online or offline.
Now, Burnell is right about this, because I feel this way too. That it'll never happen. Like, Phil... Even when Phil said that he wanted to return to EVO someday, and I think he still believes that, he won't be met with the type of fanfare or anything of like a Maximilian, a Seth Killian, a Combo Fiend, you know what I mean, a Mike Ross, or anybody there who actually did shit, who actually accomplished something. He's never going to be looked at as that. And he knows that. He knows that. That he'll never be looked at as anything to be looked up to or revered. You know what I mean? Because he never did anything. He was a toxic piece of shit while he was there. He couldn't back up his words. He tried to fight people. He got into money matches with people where he lost enormous amounts of money. He was a detriment. He took from them. He took more from them than he ever gave back. He did nothing. He did nothing. He was another sweat stain over there. That was it. He contributed to nothing. And he knows that. And he knows that. You don't think he doesn't follow FGC Twitter? Because he do. He follows it as closely as he follows Detractor Twitter. Because it's funny how, especially in 2019, in the few times that LTG, Low Tier God, has something to say about anything over there, Phil is one of the first people on his responses, you know what I'm saying, oh yeah, you're right about this, or oh yeah, you're right about that. Or when somebody else, I wouldn't say somebody random, I didn't know who they were, but when someone else was talking about, hey, if we went back and looked at some of the great tournament players and so on and so forth, you know, what are your thoughts about this, that, and the third? Someone brought up Darkside Phil. I don't even think they tagged Darkside Phil in that. I think Darkside Phil's name just popped up, and Darkside Phil's right under it saying, you know, hey, I did this, I did that, so on and so forth. And they were like, okay, but did you win, though? And then, as you know, Phil went ahead and exited himself out of that conversation. So trust me, he watches FGC Twitter pretty close. He has a general idea of what's going on. And I'm pretty sure, though I can't say this exclusively, that he probably watches not Pocket Check. That's something I do. He watches Button Check. That's, what's that guy's name? Ernesto Lopez Jr. and whatnot. I'm sure he watches that channel at least a little bit, because it's a quick way to get caught up on what's going on in the FGC day by day. Just something to think about.
Line of fighting games, I play them for fun. I don't know how you could think otherwise, unless you're just really stupid. I don't know what else to say. Are you stupid? Think about that.
And that means, yes, ladies and gentlemen, 61 straight streams of the vest. It continues. Let me go get it right now. Thank you guys for the support. It never fails. Alright. Half an hour of the vest before we adjourn today, guys. Phyllis indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone.
What a goddamn failure. I don't care what nobody say. What a goddamn failure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going into the third and last video that will round out our broadcast. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Should be fun, though. And I'll see you guys later in just a second. Holy shit.
Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. By eBay. Contributions are mandatory. But I need your help. I am appealing directly to you.
Like, you guys seriously don't understand the insanely negative impact on my entire life the trolling in 2015 had on me. You don't. Like, I know that I talk about it and people joke about it. Oh, he's just making it up. When my DSP Gaming channel lost so much viewership and so much income in 2015, that's where all of this started. Now, I take responsibility for racking up the debt. That's my fault. But the fact that I had a big decline in my income for 2 years because of that trolling activity, that's what fucked me over. And that's why I'm in the situation I'm in. Because it just became a snowball effect from then. I had all these cards I was trying to pay down, and I couldn't do it anymore because I didn't have the money for it. So now you're going to minimum payments, and now, of course, I can't pay this off before the interest hits. What do? Balance transfer time ran out. Now what do? Now you're fucked. And that's what happened to me is I got completely fucked with an insane amount of debt that I could not pay down, and I ended up having to take out loans and doing other things to keep stuff afloat for further and trying to keep making ends meet.
This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
So,
one can hope. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the last video that will round out our broadcast, brought to us by Burnell DSP. My throat problems started on Project 7. No matter what I do, they give me money. And legally advised. This is from May 4th. Oh yeah, this is the second video Burnell put out today. Nice. So this is from May 4th of 2020. Let's finish it.
the funny thing is, I didn't actually have any problems with my throat at all until I was filming Project 7. So when I was filming episode 3, which was the episode where we encountered Gaseous Snake, and it was supposed to be a big parody of the Metal Gear Solid series and other series with guns and stuff, military games, right? We were filming in this place of business, where they had all kinds of props. They actually had a studio room where you could film and stuff like that, and there was a room where you could cut like video footage and stuff. It was a pretty professional place, pretty nice. And we were filming, and what happened was we were going through this closet where they had props and stuff. Well, in the back of the closet, they had a super old fire extinguisher. Okay? The fire extinguisher fell exploding, went off, and that old disgusting fire extinguisher shit went into my lungs, and my throat swelled up to the point where by the end of that day, I had completely lost my voice, 100%. I couldn't even talk because it had irritated my throat so badly. And ever since that day, I get periodic issues with my throat. I'll go months where I'm okay, and then all of a sudden, my throat will swell up and be shitty for like a week or two. And then after like another week or two, it'll get back to normal again. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the chemical could have fucked with my throat. You know what I mean? And it's just this on and off thing that happens to me now every once in a while. And that was 2012? 2012. So that was 8 years ago that happened.
As I've said many times,
Who Does he really expect anybody to be that stupid to believe that story? Like, let's paint the picture for a minute. So they're in some type of studio area. There's a room full of props, right? Even though Phil brought some of his own props for that, if you remember. Anyway, there's a room full of props, and in the very, very back of that room, there's an old fire extinguisher. Which I would think that's against some type of like safety code in some way, shape, or form that all fire extinguishers should be checked on a semi-regular basis. But semantics. But there's an old fire extinguisher back there in the back of the room, and for some odd reason, in the back of this room, it goes off, right? Because if it actually exploded, there'd be shrapnel. If there was shrapnel, Phil would have to explain where'd all that shrapnel go and why did you guys not get hit? Because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that you were hit with supposedly old fire extinguisher let off and you didn't get hit with any shrapnel. Also, if a fire extinguisher is like expired, right? Like nothing comes out of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or little to nothing comes out of it. So that's a thing as well. You know what I'm saying? Like anyway, semantics. So there is an old fire extinguisher in the back of this room. All of a sudden, this one day, Darkside Phil walks into this room and it magically and mysteriously drops, supposedly letting out all of this old exhaust. He breathes it in, and instead of maybe going home or maybe going to get himself checked out to make sure he's actually okay, he decides to go ahead and muscle through it, which ended up fucking up his voice. Not the fact that they had to go over their lines over and over and over again because Phil, I would assume, was one of those who had to keep going over his lines until they got it right, which would strain your voice. No, we're going to blame it on some old fire extinguisher that was in the back of this room, and mysteriously exploded / went off, and he breathed all that in, and that's what fucked him. Really? Really? No, not really. There's nobody that's going to believe that. There's no reason to believe that. Why did you even bring that up? Why are we bringing up Project 7 anyway? You screwed those people out of their money on the reboot. The original failed because you wouldn't pay people what they owe, or you weren't at least somewhat generous with your money to at least complete the series. You're not going to change the story on that. Oh well.
You know, people will get what's coming to them. It's called karma. Burger King Whopper did a 110-bit cheer and said, "What are you going to do, brother, when the autism rolls over you? I killed Phil." Please, let's not insult each other and call each other autistic or anything that's insulting. You know, let's stop with that, please. Right?
Wait. You have a problem with being called autistic, but you'll call other people mentally ill and crazy and out of their mind and nut jobs and need to have the white coats come get them? But if it has something to do with you or directed towards you, all of a sudden, okay guys, I need you guys to relax. Let's try to be decent human beings. Yet you call people criminals. You say they should go to jail. You know what I'm saying? You want to take people to court and sue them. Interesting pignosis.
Before we get started, okay? Let's not do it. All right? But Burger King Whopper is currently the top cheerer. But that's the best insult you can use is to tell someone to their face the truth, and they just weren't ready for it.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we got 1 minute 50 left. We're at 95% of this hype train, okay? What's hilarious is that as people are cheering and subbing to contribute to the hype train, people are like, no, we gotta get the vest goal tonight. What are you guys doing? Listen, I appreciate all contributions. As I told you guys, I don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Truth of the matter is, yeah, tips help me a little bit more. Tips I get right away. I can spend those on important things. Like right now, if I need to pay a bill tonight, I can pay a bill with it, you see? But cheering, subbing, I love those things. Those guys help me long term. So I'm not upset that people are like, oh, I want to participate in this hype train. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, don't do that. That's ridiculous, you know?
Give me the money.
Wait, but you have a history of not encouraging the hype train though, and calling it stupid, and and not really giving it, I guess, the hype or encouragement that it deserves. You're known for that. Like, there's plenty of footage out there on you doing so. But now all of a sudden you want both. Interesting. He must have really needed his dopamine fix that day, I guess.
Well, Phlegmatic, now that 100% sharing, says, oh, I wasn't sneak dissing you, but streaks are a way that gacha games get you to come back and hook you into playing 5 days in a row or whatever. So in my experience, now this is, you know, when I used to play games like, what was it, Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle. The streaks actually, even though you might argue that the streaks were like a way to hook you and get you to come back, the streaks were actually some of the best things about the game because it was one of the few free things the game will legitimately give you without having to spend money. So for example, almost everything in Dokkan Battle is tied to like a microtransaction. Like if you want to ever get a good character, you had to spend money to do a random loot pull. The free characters you would earn were shit. They weren't ever good. And very rarely would the game ever give you the currency to do the free pulls. But you could build up daily streaks after playing the game a certain amount of days in a row, and those daily streaks would actually earn you free rewards. So from my experience,
you're an idiot. One, it's not free because it's requiring you to invest time into it. Two, amongst you investing time, right, it betters the chance that you will eventually get frustrated or you'll eventually be so invested in it that you're willing to pay money to pull that character that you want. That's how it works. There was nothing free about it. If it wasn't for the fact that you were on a streak, you probably wouldn't come back and play it every day. That's how they got you. You're already investing time. They're giving you this. They're giving you streak rewards to basically help reward you, if you will, for the time that you're spending, right? And they continue to do, and they'll continue to do so. But you're still going to get mediocre pulls, or you might actually get a good pull, but you're going to get mediocre pulls the longer you stay on that streak, which they believe, and psychologically it's kind of been proven, that it will better the chances of you actually eventually spending money if you don't get what you want. Wow. I can see how WWE champions got you. You're stupid. And you're stupid. And ladies and gentlemen, he's stupid because he believes he's actually smarter than the system, than the system that's being implemented. That's the reason. If any of you guys were following the Call of Duty, it was either Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and I think Black Ops 3. And once we really figured out how the loot box system and everything worked, or the loot crate system worked, or whatever, once they figured out how that algorithm worked, and then people found the patterns and so on and so forth, same type of psychology. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the patterns was, okay, or one of the methods was, okay, get somebody who hasn't spent anything on microtransactions, and they had an algorithm set up to throw you into lobbies with better players. Like it would be like the majority of that lobby are going to be good players, whether on your team or on the opposing team, and they put you in that lobby multiple times. And as you know, especially in Black Ops 3, they actually allowed you to see the loadout of some of your opponents. And so when you see that, hey, they got all these kills, or they have all these stats, right? These positive stats or impressive stats, and you see what kind of weapons they're using, and then you find out, oh shit, I can't actually like get that weapon. I have to like either pull it or I have to buy it. It kind of puts the psychological, it gives you the psychological notation that, okay, well, maybe I should consider buying that weapon and maybe my stats will get better. Now, most of you are probably thinking, well, no one would really fall for that. A kid will. Someone who's immature of mind will. Someone who has very little time, wants to come in, play the game, and be out would do that. You know what I'm saying? Someone who doesn't want to do a lot of grinding. Wants to come in, have a good time, they have a couple of bucks they'll throw at it, and move on. The thing is, though, is you can't just buy the weapon outright. You have to buy credits to buy these crates to go ahead and do it. So now they're kind of feeding your gambling addiction in some ways as they're going about it. Same concept. Yet again, he's not smarter than the system. The system was developed for people like him. For people who are young, naive, or who believe that they're more intelligent than they actually are. That's how they got him. So he's sitting here saying, oh, the streak thing isn't that big of a deal because it's free. It's not free. They're taking up your time. And the more the time that they have, the more time that you invest in it, the more that they can implement their pignosis on you, if you will, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, to consider buying some of these cards, or buying some of those players, or buying more pulls to get a better chance to do so. That's how they got you. That's why they call them gotcha games. And at the end of the day, you can't use any of that shit, or you can't take any of that shit, or it doesn't help you in the physical realm. It's all digital. It don't mean shit. Wow. Riveting, though. Riveting.
Trying to spin it, Ratco, like the daily streaks are bad. You're actually trying to spin it like, oh, a daily streak is something that's awful because it hooks you on something. In my experience, if you're already going to be playing a game and you get something for free just because you log in once a day, like, that's fine. Like, I'm actually totally okay with that. So I actually disagree with you there. I don't think that just the fact that there's a vest streak is something that's negative at all. I completely disagree with you. I think it's something positive. People like that. They want to see something positive continue, right?
Phil's got a new scheme today.
That was one of the mic problems I told you about. He's had 2 or 3 of those leading up to our current timeline. So, good job, Phil, in taking care of your shit or updating software and whatnot. I'm sure that Windows 8 is working out real well for you. Speaking of which, someone told me that he went on a little bit of a rant on why he can't download Windows 10 and all this nonsense because he said you have to pay for it. Windows 10 is still free if you're upgrading to it, I should say. What is he talking about? Does he really believe that? But then again, this is the same idiot who has told us that he doesn't want to upgrade his software and anything or anything like that because he's afraid it's going to mess with his levels and everything's good the way it is. But then we run into situations like this. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the Burnell gene in its full effect. Maybe some of us should be glad that he's not going to be prolonging his family's his family's genetics. Maybe it's okay that it ends with him, I guess. Just saying. The fact that he doesn't want to have kids because he's too selfish, by the way. That's the real reason why he doesn't want to have kids. He doesn't want to feel like he has to answer to anybody. Because if he can convince other people to take care of him, why should he have to take that time and that resource to use it on somebody else? And what's going to be his benefit by raising a child? Not the satisfaction of raising a child in itself, like just innately having someone else who's going to carry your name, who's going to carry your genes, someone who's going to love you unconditionally and whatnot, and is going to make their way in the world. And what you put into that is going to demonstrate that. He's not looking at it that way. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't look at that at all. He looks at kids as a leech, as a cancer, so to speak, as a deficit to him. And that right there should be telling to some of you, ladies and gentlemen, because that's how he views himself and what he did to his parents. It's very possible that one or both of his parents said that to him or said that about him and whatnot. And since both of his parents engaged in infidelity throughout their marriage anyway, I mean, it is what it is. Am I saying that it's Phil's fault that they cheated on each other? No. I don't mean to say that sarcastically. No. But, not even but. It wasn't his fault. At the same time, you can see where he gets his tendencies from, too. Womp womp.
Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. My microphone died. It's hilarious. I tell you guys, oh, I don't want to upgrade to Windows 10 because Windows 10 is unstable, and then my drivers must have crashed, and my microphone stopped working right in the middle of the stream. But it works now, as you can hear.
Had nothing to do with Windows 10, though. So, I don't want to update to Windows 10. Not for the features, not for the security improvements, none of that. So this way I can keep my settings for my microphone. And so he can get the Pornhub faster. Or so he can continue to get the Pornhub the way he gets to it. That's it. Oh, and then he doesn't want to learn a whole new operator system. Holy shit. But this is someone who's successful, ladies and gentlemen. This is someone who's been as successful at everything that he's done, which is the reason why he calls himself the king of hate. He uses that hatred, right, to fuel him against people who think or thought that he couldn't accomplish anything. Take it all in.
Here. Okay. Prince Yoshio tipped me $30.
You are my bitch. Thank you for the free money, dummy. And you can lick my balls.
A ginormously positive tip. Thank you very much. He says, if you're on a boat and PWWs and snow car were in the water drowning, you can only save one of them. Who would you say?
Holy shit, he does look like a thumb with fucking earphones on. I mean, with headphones on. He literally does. He looks like a goddamn thumb with headphones on. And someone just took a marker and put a face on it. Jesus Christ, Phil. Oh, wow. That's,
Roll away and laugh maniacally. Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! There you go. So thank you, Prince Yoshio, for a $50 tip. Excuse me, a $30 tip. Thank you, Prince Yoshio, for a $30 tip. I appreciate that very much. $70. Actually, in truth, you know, PW Dubs, I really don't feel ever has bad intentions. I just think he gets too worked up. I honestly think Snow Carl actually was someone who was trying to, like, diss me all the time and do stuff, like, underhandedly. I believe that. So, I would say PW Dubs. How about that? How about that? I'll be nice. Well, now PW Dubs says, I love you very much.
Wouldn't being nice be that you would try to save both of them? I mean, just saying. But then again, one can make the argument that, you know, if you try to save everybody, you'll end up saving nobody. And Phil can't even save himself. So, yeah. It's like he's getting mad that people are puncturing holes into a ship that's already sinking. And that he refused to fix or he can't fix. How mad can you really be at someone for taking some shots at you? Oh, well.
See, I don't believe PW Dubs is a malicious person. Like I said, I think he gets caught up with detractor memes and stupid shit. But I don't think he's actually malicious in his intent. I think Snow Carl actually was. He was someone who was here, who was in detractor chats and stuff, and was like, oh, hey, Snow Carl, say this to get a rise out of Phil. Huh, Snow Carl, go cheer and say this to get a rise out of Phil. And he was trying to be a dick and derail my stream. So I don't think PW Dubs is like that, to be honest. So, okay. So, maybe I'm wrong, but, you know, that's at least the impression I get. We have hit the tips goal! We've actually exceeded the tips goal, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the vest! Yes!
Because, yes, ladies and gentlemen, because Phil is such a good, such a great judge of character, right? Right? Right.
The vest, yes! You guys know how to invest in the best. That's right.
I'm an evil, dirty, heinous scammer who steals money from little children. Look at all the children on the stream tonight that are just being constantly scammed by.
God to be $4.20. It says, one day when you're old, you'll look back at the trolling and detracting and have a good laugh. I mean, to some extent I will. Some of the things that have been said and done are just silly, because they're so ludicrous. But I'll be honest, some of the things that are made up and that are spread as fact are incredibly, incredibly hurtful to me and my family and my personal life. Like, there's stuff that's happened, you know, that made things go really badly for me behind the scenes, and it's fucked up, you know? And these idiots think that it's funny, and they think that it's like, oh...
Now, it's funny because he can point out everything that, you know, like Tevin, for example, praise be, he can point out everything that he needs to go to jail for. Or he can talk about all the money that every detractor out here is making and making a living off of, apparently, and whatnot. But yet, there's all this stuff behind the scenes going on that supposedly almost ripped relationships apart and friendships apart and harassing his family and all this stuff and his parents and everything. And yet, he don't actually speak of it. Yeah, he brings it up that it happened, but he doesn't say exactly what happened. So, in truth, it's a story that's only narrated by him and only he knows the details. Which usually, as history has taught us, means that it never happened at all. Just like, I got an example for you, all those mysterious sponsorships that he had behind the scenes that got fucked up by detractors. But you admitted that all those things were done behind the scenes, they weren't in the public eye, and nobody knew about it but you. So how did detractors fuck it up if they didn't know what it was? And if you already had all this negative publicity on you before you got into contact with these sponsors, or these sponsors reached out to him, and we're in negotiations, what would be the difference? Semantics.
Fuck with Phil constantly because it's a joke. It's not, you know, it's to the point where it's like really seriously fucked up, the stuff that they do to me. And it hurts me concretely behind the scenes and stuff that I don't talk about. And, you know, that I'm never gonna laugh about that. I'm never gonna laugh about that. You know? Making my life a living hell, making my life insanely fucking stressed out and fucked up because you get a laugh out of it. Yeah, fuck off. That's not funny. I'm gonna be like, I'm glad I don't have to put up with that shit no more when it finally ends, but I'm never gonna laugh about that stuff. It's just not funny, the stuff that they do to me.
Oh, woe is me, I'm the victim complex guy.
Why can't I disconnect from Twitch and YouTube? It's my job, dude. This is what I do for a living. You can't just not work. I'm just gonna stop working and make no money. That sounds like a good idea. I don't need money for the rest of my life. Nose Vacuum says, if James Charles invited me to do makeup, would I accept? Who is James Charles?
You know who James Charles is. You know who James Charles is. And I think he knows who James Charles is because remember when Phil had let that slip about if that if he was straight, if he was straight, he wouldn't want to listen to someone talking about wouldn't want to hear a gay guy talking about how many people that he slept with while doing makeup. That's funny because James Charles says stuff like that sometimes. I'm not saying he's the only one, but he says stuff like that sometimes too. Or he talks about some of his some stories about his escapades. And he's one of the biggest guys out there, which makes me assume that that's who Phil was talking about. But you know, it's a hunch. It's not a Theo theory or anything, but or it's not exactly a Theo theory, but it's a theory.
Sisters, James Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Well, is it to do my makeup? I don't have makeup. I don't put on makeup.
Yeah, there you go. Burnell even points out he's talked about watching makeup tutorials before. Ah, Phil. It's funny how we forget our own narrative. And yet again, and this is what really hurts him. Phil talks about, you know, these guys that made fun of me and they tore my whole life apart and this, that, and no, you lie too goddamn much. And people call you out on your lies. And that lie usually snowballs into something much larger and usually provides and makes the rabbit hole that much deeper. But that's your fault though. That's your fault. Which is typical lol cow type shit to bring up a random story about some silly shit and then a month later not remember it. Amberlynn Reed, well, she can't call herself Amberlynn Reed anymore, but Amberlynn does that. Chantel does that. A lot of lol cows do that shit. Wings kind of does it. He's not as blatant, but Wings kind of does that every once in a while. It's a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
Put on makeup. I'd probably have my wife do it because she's incredibly good at it.
That's 100% a lie.
But I don't wear makeup. No, I don't know who the hell James Charles is. Who the fuck is that? You're like a makeup artist or something? Like a professional makeup artist?
Got you. See, and this is another thing that I really like about Phil when he's like, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. And then proceeds to explain exactly what that is. No one said anything about James Charles being a professional makeup artist. No one said anything of the sorts about that. But it's funny though, like we start going into backstories. Phil does that a lot. And he tries to do it, and it's a two-pronged thing. He does it, one, to basically try to, so he's not caught in some shit, right? Something that he may have said that he don't remember and he don't want to get caught up in something. But two, he also makes it seem, he tries to do it to try to make it seem like he's innately aware of what his surroundings are. And whatnot. So he's like, I'm stupid, but I'm not completely stupid. Or I'm dumb, but I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm incompetent, but I'm not willfully ignorant. Like, it's really, yet again, it's more monkey mental gymnastics that he does for no good reason, and it only hurts him and nobody else, and everybody laughs at it, and he gets mad that everybody laughs at it. Yikes.
Now James Charles to me $1.30 and says, I'm doing your makeup. Prepare your sexy face for pounds of makeup. Sounds great. I just look covering my face with makeup, slathering it about. Big gobs. What the fuck? Alright. It's a gay guy who does makeup for gay guys, which is nice, but then everything he talks about is sex. He's like, sex this, sex that. Oh, look, here's a picture of me waiting for a threesome. And I'm like, that's like gross to me. Like, why would I, if I was straight, am I gonna constantly be talking about I'm waiting for a threesome? You know?
If I was straight? Thank you, SNORTBUCKS. Thank you. Oh, good job, Phil. Good job.
And it's like they have to find these extreme measures to get noticed in order to become popular. He couldn't just be a guy talking about makeup. He has to be the guy who always constantly talks about sex, and that gets him noticed, and then people watch his makeup tutorials.
Why are you so upset? Relax. That's one of your buzzwords, right, Phil? Relax. Calm down. Calm down. Did you mentally realize that you said that if you were straight, now all of a sudden you got to use your anger to cover it up? I don't know, but calm down, sir. Calm down. It's all right.
Stuff. You know what I mean? I see that stuff all the time, and I'm like, it seems like that's it. That's if you want to be popular on YouTube, you have to do that. You can't just be good at something. You have to be some crazy, polarizing, over-the-top kind of a deal in order to get noticed on YouTube now.
Wait, you were like that though. You admitted that you were like that. You admitted that you used to overreact, used to overact, used to falsely rage or blame or do all kinds of silly shit and call developers all kinds of stupid shit or shit on games on purpose just so you could get a reaction. But you're saying you've always done that, first off, but you admitted to doing that in the beginning because that's what got you noticed. But now someone else is doing it on content that apparently you enjoy watching, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you're into, straight, no problem. Good for you, Phil. And yet you're mad that someone else is doing it and is what, way more popular for it? Oh, sorry for that dig, Phil. On that's straight. Sorry, Phil. I don't want to cut you too deep there, buddy.
It's not good. That's not good at all, you know? I was never that. I honestly was never that. As you guys know, we have had quite the crazy, positive stuff going on around here. 62 straight streams where we have hit a tips goal, and I've put on my vest in celebration. It's called the Vest Streak, okay? And it continues. In fact, last night, we were playing Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 3, okay? And I told everyone, I don't think this is going to be a very riveting stream because all I was planning on doing was trying to do some busy work to raise my stats, to make myself way more powerful, so when I go back to the main story, I'd have magical abilities that are very consistently useful, okay? So, for 2 hours, all I did was buy components, craft potions, sell potions, use the money to level up my magic, and I did that for 2 hours straight, alright? In reality, it ended up being a really fun stream. We had a lot of fun conversation. It was way more relaxed and chill than the streams that I've been doing recently, where it was more set on, you know, oh, you gotta do this really hard part of a game or whatever. Instead, it was just more laid back. We had a good, relaxing time, and we hit the streak. And people were, like, shocked. They were like, so come to tell me, you just sat in menus for 2 hours in Morrowind, grinding away at your stats. People came, enjoyed, and supported. And the answer is yes.
That's awesome stuff. I can't wait. I'm having so much fun now. Really, seriously, and I cannot wait for more. This is cool because I'm getting that positive vibe that I had for most of 2017. I'm getting it back now. But now, I'm getting that groove back, getting that vibe back. I'm ready for fun stuff. I hope you guys are ready too.
Like, at this point...
So you were proud that you sat in a menu... You sat on a menu screen for almost 2 hours? And yet again, you consider that being successful? All right. Whatever.
I think people really just like hanging out on my streams. It doesn't matter what I'm playing. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. They just like chilling with me, which is cool because that's what I'm going for. As I've been telling you guys, that's really much what I've been going for. I want this to be a place where you can just have a good time and enjoy and hang out and, you know, just chill. Chill with Phil, right? So, I'm very pleased that...
If they're supposed to be chilling with Phil, right, and just hanging out and relaxing and whatever, why can't they talk about what they want to talk about? Why does everything have to be basically revolving around you and nothing else? And why do people get banned so frequently the way they do? And if people legitimately like just coming out and hanging out with you and and chilling with Phil, right? Why don't you have more people doing it? Why is it just the same old regulars? The same regulars that are going to eventually be on the chopping block themselves if history repeats itself as it always does. Interesting.
In a stream that mostly you would think people were going to complain and say, oh, this was going to be boring. In reality, most people were very happy with it and had a good time with it. So that's amazing, okay? So anyway, the real reason I bring this up is because we're doing a celebration. When we hit that 50 vest streak last week, I said I would do something special. And we have someone who's been working on a video. The good news is, I've watched the 50 vest streak video, and it's good. So we're going to be premiering that tonight. I don't want to do that on this stream only because I didn't announce it. This will give me some time now to kind of hype it up for tonight's Minecraft stream. Okay, so tonight's late night stream of Minecraft. Before we begin with Minecraft, we'll play the vest celebration video here live on stream. Okay? To commemorate the streak, the festival, or the vest streak, or whatever you want to call it. But it's a cool celebratory video that Anonymous put together for us, and I can't wait to see it, quite frankly. I cannot wait to see it. So, FYI.
I thought you said you already saw it. You said it was actually good. I'm just throwing it out there. He's saying that he can't wait to see it, but he already has seen it. And the reason why that was is because he probably wanted to make sure there was no detractor shit in it. Which, if history serves me correctly, there was detractor memes in it. But semantics, though. Semantics.
I've been legally advised to not really talk about personal stuff that goes on with me behind the scenes that could negatively affect me. Alright? I used to be an open book kind of a guy where I would vlog everything I did, and I would talk about all my personal life stuff constantly. And I hate to say it, guys, but sadly, that information by these very negative parties was used to hurt.
I agree with Snort Burnell. Like, first off, he's told us this before. Hey guys, I'm not going to reveal personal information to you. Hey guys, my tax attorney told me that I shouldn't really talk about finances anymore. Hey guys, I need to protect my family, and me and Catherine want to have a private life outside of my professional life with this, so I'm not going to do it. He said that shit for years. He has said that for years. And for him now say, I've been legally advised not to say anything. Okay, bitch, then you're legally not going to be begging us for money anymore then either, right? Right? If you have a financial problem, like you need groceries, right? Or you need stuff for the house, or Jasper's sick, or Catherine needs whatever, we're not going to hear about that no more then, right? Right? No. No, not at all. Not at all. I don't even know why he keeps doing this. Like this false, like he's putting up these false barriers and shit. He has nothing else going for him. He has nothing else to talk about. And the only thing that he really enjoys talking about is himself. He doesn't really care about how much it hurt him, because if that was the case, he stopped talking about himself back in 2016. He stopped talking about himself in 2017, 2018, 2019. Why the fuck do we even know that Catherine or Jasper even exists? If he wasn't supposed to be talking about himself. Fuck out of here with that. Trust me, moment that WWE champions got his ass in the ringer and shit, and you know what I'm saying, and the bacon's back in the pan and shit sizzling, he'll come a running with whatever stories he can to get his sympathy bucks. Phil knows how this all works.
Me, time and time again over the years. You know, it's come to the point where it came to a head, and it started to hurt me so much behind the scenes that now, you know, lawyers have told me from now on, when you're doing content, don't talk about stuff behind the scenes that could ever be mobilized against you. All right? So, for example, I want to tell you what I
Real fast. You needed a lawyer to tell you that, dude? After all the alleged years of harassment, you finally needed a lawyer towards the end of what would be considered your career's lifespan to now take that advice? Not very smart, are you?
For dinner, that's okay. But I'm not going to be talking about stuff in my house that I own. I'm not going to be talking about the status of my financial dealings behind the scenes and stuff like that, because sadly, people have just created such nonsense on the internet about my personal life that it has concretely hurt me repeatedly. And to the point where lawyers are now telling me, just stop. Don't even bother. It's not worth it. Even though you may get some positive interaction with the people who out there who are nice to you and who are your true fans, the other people out there who are just so sick in the head are going to use this to hurt you constantly and make shit up. And the last thing you need is more shit about you out there that's completely fabricated and made up that could bite you in the butt. So just stop. Okay.
No lawyer told him that. That's obvious. It's funny how his lawyer, his lawyer and him share the same type of vernacular. And yeah, a lawyer is really going to call people mentally ill. Like, they're really going to do that. Like, that's really a thing. Nice way of snitching out on your own lawyer, Phil. No. Not at all. Phil was very lucky to dodge the bullet, or bullets, matter of fact, and whatnot. And he's probably still hoping that that mid-first bank thing still works in his favor. So now he wants to go ahead and break radio silence until they can work that out. And I would assume mid-first is going to be smart enough to wait until the bankruptcy is over and then go ahead and come after that pig butt. So he's going to end up paying no matter what. But he can go ahead and break radio silence for now. But then once he gets sued, right, if that is the thing, if that is the next step in this, once he gets sued, guess what? He's going to come a running with all kinds of salacious stories and all kinds of nonsense that he'll try to deny in 6 more months. So just be patient. Just wait.
Okay. So I have.
What? Huh? Sure.
Egg Gangster cheered. He said, since mods work hard and do things like making montage videos, you consider adding a link so we can crowdfund the mods. If the mods want to be crowdfunded, they're welcome to do that. Some of the mods stream, and you can go check out their stuff. But no, I'm not going to set stuff up for them. That's up to them and their own discretion and their own thing, what they want to do. Has nothing to do with me. Okay? The original...
I like that momentary delay at the very, very beginning. He was like, because you could see like Phil's head, you could kind of see Phil's face in a way, kind of going like, why would I put them in a position to give them money when I want that money? That's my money. Why would you want to give money to somebody else that's not me? So you can already see how the greed is kind of formulating and how it works, which is which is a thing.
Drum to the $1.30 and says, Phil, I'm partially deaf. I always hear you mention the tractors. I'm a farmer. It's cool we can relate in some way. Obviously, this is a lame attempt at a joke. I appreciate the $1 tip. Thank you very much for that. Original drum. Okay, then.
The pig with the hat. Oink, 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 oink. Oink, 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 oink. Oink, 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 I'm a pig.
Oink, 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 oink.
M Secret Boy Toy subscribed for 5 months and said, I love being your sub daddy. Okay, then. Sounds great. Thanks for the 5 months of support.
Oh my god. I like how you're laughing too.
Well, it's funny.
Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about...
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. Alright, let me clean up and whatnot and get my thoughts together. We'll reconvene and we'll have final thoughts, and then I'll let you guys go ahead and go on with your day. Absolutely amazing. I'll see you guys in just a second.
Oh, money. That I just can't help it. By eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We're here with final thoughts. Actually, give me just a second. Alright, that should be cool. Alright, cool. Final thoughts. So, what do we think? Final thoughts. Sorry. Alright, so what do we think? First things first, begging to continue the vest streak. We've already seen that. We've actually seen like two or three occasions of that. So, that is what that is whatever you make of it. Let's see here. Nioh 2. Nioh 2. That was brutal to watch. That was brutal to watch. Oh my god, that was hurtful. Absolutely hurtful. His ineptitude is amazing. Let's see here. Street Fighter was hilarious, to be honest with you. Watching him fail the way he did. It doesn't take much to kind of figure a way out of that situation instead of just relying on spamming supers. When in doubt, though, random super come out. So that's a thing. Let's see here. Tons of grease on the earphones. Like I said, Phil, bathe. It's a thing. Someone made this amazing thing called soap. You might want to consider using it. Viewer disabilities. He's thrown plenty of his viewers under the bus and advertised or talked about some of their disabilities, whether in a positive way or in a way to go ahead and try to shield himself. This isn't anything new. None of us should be surprised by that. Evil Online. Now, Evil Online, like I said, a lot of what he said was kind of mirroring or regurgitating what other people have said. I do not believe at all that the tournament scene taking a year off kills the community in general. The community is built off content creation. You know what I mean? And that's what pushes it forward. It's for example, this is going to be like another to give you guys another example. Look at 100 Thieves. That's Nate Shot's company and whatnot. For all the tournament teams that they sponsor, or their own tournament teams, I should say, that they sponsor for all the different games and everything like that, their major moneymaker is content creation. FaZe is no different. Optic is no different. A lot of those big teams are like that. Those guys make way more money off of content creation than they do in tournaments. That's how it works. And that's the sweet spot. That's why you have so many FGC guys streaming. That's why you have so many of them who have YouTube videos. It's something to do in between tournaments and whatnot. It's people who are fascinated by those individuals and their abilities, and now you have a way of actually being able to reach out and touch and talk to them. Maybe not touch them, but talk to them for sure. So for Phil to come out of his face and say something as stupid as he did, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, but he's wrong. And that also, in a lot of ways, ladies and gentlemen, shows how bad he wants YouTube to fail. Or not YouTube, he wants Evo to fail. And how bad he wants it to falter, which is amazing how every time Phil gets pushed out of something, right, or he chooses to leave something, or he's forced to leave something, he wants it to be destroyed when he's gone. You know what I mean? Like, it can't exist after him. There's no life after Phil. And that shit eats at his ass. I would assume it eats at him jumping on stalking Panda's Instagram account and seeing how well she's doing. I'm sure that bothers him too. Just to give you an idea of how resentful this individual is. But semantics, ladies and gentlemen, semantics. So that's my thoughts on Evo. I might actually do a video following that up. And let's see, my throat problems will start with Project 7. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Whatever. No matter what I do, they'll give me money. I mean, there's always there are plenty of people in the world who are suckers, or there are plenty of people who have their own agendas and they're willing to work through you to get it. At the end of the day, Phil, as much as you think you are a puppeteer, and to some degree that you are, you're also a pawn in other people's game. Like, there's a much bigger thing that goes on that you're just being used for. And as long as you're profiting, you don't care until you can't profit. And then we'll see how you feel. And then legally advised not to say anything. You shouldn't have been legally advised to say anything anyway. That's something that you should have known. This is something that you've told us for years, and now you can't even hold to your own word. You expect me to believe that you're going to listen to something that a lawyer tells you? No, not at all. Like I said, once WWE champions ain't sat there and drained you pretty good, or, and I say this with all sincerity, God forbid something happens to Jasper or Catherine and you need an influx of cash and you need it fast, you're going to come back and you're going to tell us every little salacious story that comes into your head to get that money. You'll tell us whatever Catherine's condition is or Jasper's to get that money. It's what you're good for. So we'll sit back and wait. And since you have no credit to speak of, you only can deal in cash. And you're going to need that cash fast. And that only comes through tips. And if you need tips really bad, that means you need a really, really sad story. So I'll just sit back patiently and wait for that. So semantics to that one. I'll see you soon on that one, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. And I'll see you guys for the next broadcast, whenever that may be. Hopefully sooner than later. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh, yes. A GTG, Networking Productions, for the Snort Report, and for SNORTBUCKS Coffee Company. I've been your host, /anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. Take care of yourselves, guys. End the broadcast.